I love you guys.
Goodbye.
I love you guys. I
Yes,
love you guys.
goodbye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tabletop Notch. We are picking up right where we left off last episode, as always, after quite a bit of excitement.
Yeah.
Was
That's
it?
a
Call it
word.
that.
That's a
Could
word.
call it that.
After the valiant but ultimately unsuccessful rescue of Marvin Bishop, a few things went wrong. Shakar got involved.
Just a little bit.
We think it's him.
I haven't left this chair
It's him.
all week. I've
You
just been
just
sitting here
sulked.
like this.
Yeah.
Sulked in that
I
same
told Jordan we
spot.
should do a bit where we fade back in and we're just yelling, and we're as if we had still been yelling since the.
Oh, that was a good bit.
Yeah.
I wrote that.
Eh.
And back to black. We'll be picking up tonight with chapter 95 of A Peek Beneath the Veil. Welcome back, everybody. We'll do our usual little announcements and shout-outs and spiel before we dive in. I will do my thing first, which is simply to say, up until we get there, after episode 100, we are starting season 2 of A Peek Beneath the Veil, which is the next major arc of the campaign. The group will be leaving the city of Navikapura and heading north into the mountains. Comes with a lot of great new stuff. I'm going to rattle it off because I didn't write it all down this time.
Hit
New
it.
intro, new original music, new guests will be there, new character art, some new overlays, all kinds. I might not have even said that before.
Oh my
New
God, I
overlays.
didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so a bunch of cool new stuff. Great spot to hop in if you want to jump in either instead of or while you're catching up with old episodes, because we'll do a little reintroduction to the characters, their motives, and the campaign thus far. So that's coming. Very excited about that. Everything's coming along quite nicely. And I will throw it over to
Me.
if you're ready.
Yeah.
Jotting things.
I was just writing down one last sub.
No, please.
Lots of new and fun friends joining us, maybe not this evening, but over the course of the week since we've been offline, so I always like to take a second. 300 new followers, which is just, again, whoa, right? But people did sub while we were offline, so I just wanted to give them a shout out. God, these Twitch names are going to be tough.
Ooh, let her rip.
Oh no.
I'm so
Here we go.
embarrassed after
Lots of
ruining.
Get ready,
Lomcho,
everybody.
Excuse me.
Lom show.
We're gonna give it a shot. Here we go. Smesme96
Smesme.
subbed. Vorger. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, we got through one.
Smesme was like it was butter. Like
I
it's not,
practiced
like you've been saying
Smesme.
Smesme your whole
Smesme,
I
life.
didn't practice. Vorger_Jaeger. Thank you. And then Fitzaxel just subscribed. Caught me for a loop there. I didn't get to practice it. But
Thank
thank
you
you all
guys.
very much
Ton of
for your
time. So
subs.
much.
It's incredible. It's very much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you for your subs, your prime subs, free prime subs.
Night Munch
Your
just
views.
did it too. Thank you.
Night Munch.
Oh,
Thank
Night
you. I missed it.
Munch.
Now I know how to say Night Munch. Thank you very much. It's very
28
Thank you.
months.
Thank you.
28 months.
I know. It's out of
baby.
control.
That's almost. That's. I have 32. So
I know.
that's like. Good job. Not as good as me.
I still win though.
If you miss an episode, you can catch the podcast every Tuesday morning on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and wherever else you get your podcasts. We also re-air every episode on. You're just staring
wasn't
holes
done.
through me. You're not done?
No, but go.
all
I
right.
won't interrupt
You're in a
You
groove.
paused
You're in a
for
groove.
so
You're in a
long.
groove.
Oh my God, go.
We also re-air every episode on YouTube at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're in the chat. I think last week was pretty fun. I couldn't make it this past one, but it was apparently pretty fun.
It was.
And
It's a goofy time.
check us out on social media, at Tabletop Notch on TikTok and
Everything
Instagram.
except Twitter.
And Twitter is tabletop_notch. And if you're not already on, join our Discord server. We chat.
Yes.
Discord's been great. Thank
Discord's
you
been
guys
super
for,
fun,
Thank you guys
actually.
for hanging out on the Discord, posting stuff. We posted some after last stream is when we threw in the
Oh, the note.
the note. Yeah, so you get some
Yeah.
sneak previews into
Yeah.
some stuff. Sometimes we throw stuff into the Discord. For people who don't know, we discovered that the note that Safira looted from Shakar after speaking with the guy at the tall ports had a little secret encoded hidden message in it. So check out the Discord if you want.
The next time that happens, we just
So
gotta
sad.
join the voice channel that just broadcasts to Discord so you can just hear us just shouting at each other.
Oh, it was awful.
I don't think it was like that. It was more like,
I'm leaving. I'm going home.
What I
it's
was going to
embarrassing.
say
I'm so
before
sorry.
someone interrupted me also was point. All right, so if you're on a desktop and on any kind of browser watching Twitch, if you take your cursor and hover it over the screen, you can stop now, that's fine. And hover it over the screen in that general direction, there's going to be a little Q icon, and that is a like nice little list of quests that are kind of on the horizon, possibly for this episode or just things that our characters have like on their laundry list of to-dos, if you will. So feel free to use that if you're new to the show and don't know what's happening.
I'm hitting his hand. I'm sorry.
So yeah, feel free to use it.
The announcements get more long-winded
Yes.
with every episode. Not yours specifically, just
No, that
in
sounded
general.
like a personal
Yeah,
attack.
it was.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else before we throw it over to the intro?
Hopeful Optimist just bidded 300 bits. Thank you so much, Hopeful Optimist. You are absolutely incredible.
1 bit for each second spent arguing when we come back from the break.
Oh, God.
But we're gonna throw it over to
Shit.
the
And
intro.
we just got rated for 22 people by Legends of Bedfellows. Thank you so much. Every time I look down, there's something happening.
thing.
Thank you very, very much. Welcome, everybody. We're just
I know, if we keep getting rated,
We're about to
we'll never
argue.
get another campaign.
I need. Oh my gosh! Wait. Okay, hold on.
No, quickly.
Azura White also gifted 5 tier 1 subs, so thank you oh so very much. Maybe it'll be some of those fun raiders that we just got. And okay, that is officially
All right,
it.
raiders.
Everybody, thank you so very much. Welcome. Is there anything else?
Thank
that
you.
I didn't miss
No,
anything.
nothing.
Quick, cut to the intro.
Before someone else-
Now we can fight.
All right, we're gonna throw it over the intro. We'll be back with chapter 95 of Peek Beneath the Veil. We'll pick it up there. Here we go.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay, calm down.
In chapter 94, the wrong side of the bedlam, Orba and Graven finished up their business at the mail house and took the opportunity, while still in Nagarwis, to have a couple quick conversations. First with the nonplussed Llewellyn Hoggs, who had a skewed impression of our association with the Mullifers, and then with Lem Stonehand, who had put out a contract with the Broken Crown. Safira, meanwhile, was walking along the tall ports after a productive conversation with Mohan Fowler when she spotted a familiar face. The same Tiefling that she'd collided with earlier that day in the Orba. After having a friendly chat with one of the dock workers, he discarded a note that Safira snatched up and took back to the all-hands-on-deck tavern, where Erland was waiting and mulling over the possibilities for Marvin's rescue. After hearing his description, Erland identified the Tiefling as Shakar, a constant thorn in our side that had set Erland up in Lapatro, and was clearly up to something new after making himself known to Safira. The note inferred that Shakar would be stopping by the Mycrawl Den in Wamparani Na later today, but we were convinced that this was a trap, and we vowed to steer clear, as we had more important things to put our efforts toward. When Graven and Orba returned using the Steederway, they did so while avoiding a flustered Thorsten Ramaker, who undoubtedly had made little progress investigating the murders since Graven had his run-in with Mr. 2. It simply wasn't a good time to revisit the cases, so we assembled as four at the bar and set out with a loose plan in place to scout the area where Marvin was being held, assuming that we could locate it to begin with. The trip started by backtracking to the Crabbers community, some 30 minutes south of town, and it was there that we dismounted to travel more quietly on foot, a decision that would quickly pay off as we evaded a lookout sent to scout the area, and shortly after, a Giralon that was foraging for food in the woods. Following the audio clues that Erland had picked up while pretending to be unconscious, we traced a route back to a secluded area where over a dozen armed guards were scattered around the vicinity of a small lodge. It was difficult to envision a scenario where we'd be able to sneak into the camp unnoticed, so we hunkered down to wait and watch, hoping that if the convoy ever split up, we could ambush them in smaller numbers. During this observation period, however, a rustling of leaves and darting shadows in the distance made us concerned that we'd been followed, though it was challenging to determine by what without giving up our position. Despite the protests of his companions, Erland crept away from the group, hoping to catch our pursuer by surprise. But when Graven went to reel Erland back in, a tiny bit of noise distracted us enough to lose the trail. Keeping an eye on the camp, Safira spotted someone emerge on the far side of the clearing. And with a spyglass, we confirmed it was none other than Shakar, who apparently had come to throw a wrench in our plans. Using some kind of wand, he produced a crackling flash of light that alerted the guards below, sending the entire area into utter pandemonium as carts were loaded up and the prisoner was secured. For a while, we followed our captors from a distance, hoping that they might stumble into danger that would open up a window to strike. But the closer they got to the main road, the less we liked our chances. So in desperation, Erland revealed himself and tried to bluff his way into a negotiation. Volley after volley of crossbow bolts made it clear that the time for bargaining had come and went, and Graven had to pry Orba away from making one last futile attempt to free Marvin from his bindings. As Erland shouted in frustration, and we watched the cart rattle on into the distance, we began a tense trek back to the city and asked ourselves, if Marvin was truly lost, was there someone else that could help Erland get in contact with his old mentor, Rugeni Grumari? Had we heard the last of Shakar, or did he have more tricks up his sleeve? And how many rousing rounds of the blame game can we fit in before we get back to Wamparani Nana?
No.
We find out now on Chapter 95 of A Peek Beneath the Veil. Fading into the distance behind you is a muted barking of orders, calls to stay vigilant and form up, eyes open, as Marvin's captors continue southbound, escorting the horse-drawn wagon. That pit in your stomach is a missed-the-boat feeling, stranded ashore while the ship sets sail and not knowing where to. Your chest rise and fall almost in unison, coming down from not just the physically draining aspect of your pursuit, but the mental one, a potential ally slipping through your fingers after so much deliberation over whether to part with the mutant whistle. The cabin where Erland was taken and bound likely lies still now beside the murky pond, a shabby husk of a home serving as a monument to your final conversation with the scientist, caught up in something bigger than himself. Feet shuffling gently through the underbrush, in these woods just off the road, you converge and consider your next steps with hanging heads. Still some of the day left, but currently facing a long walk back to the city that was sure to feel even longer as you continuously replay the events of the last hour over and over in your mind. You guys come together, still distant sounds of shouting. Other than that, quiet here in the woods. You can pick up just a little bit of some of those bird noises. You're in the general vicinity of both the area with the cabin and still that watering hole that you passed by with the bird. So you're not too far from where that is.
So I was walking back with Safira from sort of up ahead.
From in front of the, you guys circled back around. Yeah.
As we're sort of approaching, I'm gonna quickly stop, put my hand on her chest, and
you guys can see this, but you're a little bit away, maybe 80 feet away from them or something.
And I'm gonna put my hands on her shoulders, and I'm gonna start patting her down.
Okay.
And I want to look for.
Erland, do you want to tell me what you're doing?
No.
Hang on, if you're patting me down, you want to tell me what you're doing? No, tell me what you're doing.
Are you letting him pat you down? Even
Yeah,
as
I'm
you're
like,
saying- Okay, give me an
I'm like
investigation.
letting him pat me down while I'm being like,
Sure,
what's
that's okay.
going on?
Go
I know
ahead,
what
give me
you're
an
doing.
13. 13. As far as you can tell, there's nothing on her that seems out of the order.
And then I'm gonna kind of taking a second to realize what he's doing. I'm gonna look in my bag and try to look for the note and take out the note.
I have the note already.
Yeah, I think you gave that to Erland.
Oh,
You gave me the
I
note.
gave you. Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's the one,
thought
yeah.
I had that still.
I think you handed it to him and all hands on deck.
Check your bag. Is there anything you don't recognize in your bag?
I will check my bag
Give
for
me an
anything I
investigation with
don't
advantage.
recognize
Yeah,
in
'cause
my
you know
bag.
your bag well. From
Comprehensive
mess
list
my
of things in your bag.
With advantage, you said?
yeah, with
Okay.
advantage.
Investigation. Okay, 17.
17. You give a quick sort of look through all the pockets. You make sure to pick everything out, look inside, put it back in, move things around to somewhere just to get a new, fresh look on it. Everything seems in order in your bag.
No.
I'm gonna do the same while she's doing that. Check my bag, make sure there's nothing I don't recognize in there.
We'll say that you take the time to do so. Following her lead, you're able to, make sure you check all the nooks and crannies and you find nothing out of the ordinary that you didn't already know was in there.
He fucking followed us somehow.
Erland, obviously he followed us somehow. Don't you think you know how?
I want to make sure that he couldn't hear us. I want to make sure he didn't place a sending stone on you or something.
Well, not in my bag. Give
All
me
right,
the.
fine. And I'm gonna walk past her and I'm gonna walk towards. I'm gonna start making my way towards the cabin.
Okay. You see Erland. Okay, so now he's kind of heading in your direction because you guys were actually behind. So
I thought we were a little in front of them because
the cart was like going away.
Yeah.
You and Orba were trailing behind it. Erland ran around in front. So now he's coming back in your direction.
I took her and went away from the cart.
Yeah, you were pulling her
Right.
away, but you didn't get very far. He's coming in your general direction. He's not coming straight towards you.
All right. I mean, I still have Orba like a parcel, and I'm cursing under my breath in giant. Just walking the way back the way we
Okay.
came.
Marching generally northward, a little bit eastward, a little bit.
Can you put me down now?
Freaking stuff here. Bloten und. What?
Can I be put down?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'll put you down.
What was all of that?
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. What were you saying?
Nothing. Foolishness.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Physically, I mean?
Take a look at my back, and I've got a few. Do you think you could? There's at least one back there. Can you pull out a?
Oh, yeah. Orba's gonna
Well,
find that.
one grazed you, and the other one there's one embedded bolt that
Yeah.
it's not sort of deep in the meat, but sort of just hanging on the edge of your skin there a little bit, like a barb almost.
Marva's gonna kind of turn her head as she pulls it out. Just throws it to the ground.
Nothing that won't heal.
Right. Do you need a heal? Do you need a heal?
I
Do you
didn't
need
do
a...
as I said.
Me?
He didn't. He said we wouldn't engage. He said he wouldn't show himself to them.
It all happened very fast, Erland. Graven, we're okay.
Yes.
We're okay. We're okay.
We gotta get back to the city.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you walking still? You're not. You saw them, like you see the direction Erland's headed, and I'll say that you can tell that he's kind of headed generally back toward that area. But are you?
They're going back to the cabin, it looks like.
Why are they going back there?
Let's go.
In which direction?
To get them to
Okay.
turn and come
Okay.
with us now.
Okay, yeah, okay. Okay.
Safira, who did you?
I'm like kind of torn between the two groups of people, and she kind of sees Erland and like, I'm gonna jog after him.
Through the brush there.
I'll
Takes
try
a
to
moment.
catch up to him if I
Okay,
can.
You do so? Yeah, he's walking quickly, but he's not sprinting.
Erland, you have to stop for a second and tell me what you're doing.
We have
please.
to search the area.
Search the area for what? For
I
for
don't
him?
know for clues for anything.
Can we take a second first?
There's no time.
Give me the note. If it's a trace, it could still be tracing us. Do you want him to have that?
Yes. And I'm continuing to move, and I'm...
No, hang on. You don't get to continue. You don't get to make the plans and not let me in. Otherwise, I won't help you. You have to tell me what's going on. You have to be clear, and you have to do it now.
First, I need to search the area. Then, and only then, I'll start to formulate a plan.
So you're taking control of the group now?
No.
Lieutenant, should I call you?
No. I'm trying to make sure that nothing like this happens again.
Fantastic, Erland. Why don't you lead with that next time? I'll take here, and I'm gonna kind of gesture, oh my god, to the camera. Nearly beheaded Matt.
I'm gonna shake for a second
I'm
there.
so
Everybody,
sorry.
Calm down. I'm so mad.
Boom.
Stop. I think it's good.
I'm gonna kind of gesture to the side of me. I will take this area, you take over there. I'm assuming we're looking for what exactly?
Anything about who they were, where they're staying, where they're going. I know they're going. I know, but any specifics, anything at all, supplies. They left in a hurry, they probably left something.
I'm assuming you're keeping that thing on you because you want him to find you?
Yes.
And as you're talking, you start to hear you hear the little ribboning of croaking toads as you
Erland?
get closer to that little rocky lip.
I'm gonna kind of indicate one of the frogs. What do you think? Should I ask for information? I'm looking up for like birds as well. I know we saw the cranes or...
They're back at that watering hole. You don't see them right here.
Look, I could go talk to something as well. If we don't see anything in this area, then I suppose... Look, we've got to find this guy, obviously, so... What do you think?
Obviously, I don't think talking to an animal is going to help search the area.
You guys get to the edge of the lip there.
Start
Where are you
searching.
searching?
I'm going to go first to the cabin.
Okay,
where they were
first to the
holding
cabin.
our
Are you...
I'm gonna search the woods sort of around the cabin.
Both of
where I
you
think
give
he was
me
traveling
investigation checks.
And if we are going around towards them, are
Yeah,
we
we'll
getting
see.
to
We'll
the-
see you
that-
get to the edge of the lip there. They're already like working their way down the little slope there, but you get to the edge.
17.
8. Okay.
Could we talk to them without it, the sound reaching?
If you
much further?
are okay with going down there, yeah, like down the slope a little bit.
Let's find out what they're doing.
Okay.
So the first
Get
part of
a
that
little
slope
closer.
gets to that cabin. So we watch Erland as he's like working his way to the door of the cabin there.
Looking for anything in particular?
Yeah, Shakar.
You keep saying this. Who is this
The
person?
guy with the fucking guy. The guy with the fireworks or whatever. The guy who came and took a big shit
Yes.
on the plan.
Yes.
We should
but
not
looking
linger
for him.
here.
Right, but here's the thing. He traced us. He's a problem. He has information.
How did he trace us?
I'm assuming with a note that I very idiotically picked out of a fucking trash bin.
Have you destroyed it?
Erland is keeping it on him because he's determined that maybe Shakar might find him. I think if he's smart, he would have fucked off by now. But I'm letting him have it because, frankly, he seems...
I'm walking over to Erland.
Okay, as that part of the conversation is happening, you 17 for your investigation. So you creak the door open of the cabin. And there's obvious signs that the place was left in a hurry. There's chairs tipped over. You see a little bit of broken glass on the floor. Looks like a jar of some kind of dried food was spilled out on the floor. There's a torn bit of cloth near the door frame where it looks like someone like snagged their cloak as they were running quickly out as they were escorting Marvin out of the building. There's a couple candles still burning in the corners of... There's these 2 rooms, which you sort of noticed before. There's very bare for the most part, just a couple of chairs. There's a small desk that has a couple pieces of parchment and a tipped over bottle of ink that's kind of spilled out on the desk there.
Anything of note on the parchment?
No, these are blank. They seem
blank,
empty.
okay.
Yeah, it seems like there was maybe a pile of papers. They took anything that had any writing on it. There's just blank pieces of paper there. There's boot prints, like dusty boot prints all over the floor where clearly people from the outside came in, grabbed Marvin and everybody moved their way out. One of the panes of glass in the room that you and Marvin sat in when you spoke is cracked. And at first you think it might be the people moving about in the room as they were escorting Marvin out might have bumped into the window, but there's actually a boot print, like a heel up near the window that looks like at one point maybe Marvin tried to, kick his way out the window but was unsuccessful, so the window's cracked there. And taking a thorough look, we'll say Graven is just reaching the edge of the door as the door that you pushed open kind of opened in and against the wall, and you grab the door and you look behind it. and it looks like left behind was a very small shoulder bag.
Behind the interior door or the
interior door,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna
So you pick up that shoulder bag as you hear Graven's voice at that door of the cabin there.
Erland.
I ignore him and I just look in the shoulder bag.
I grab him by the arm.
You're at those are two different doors. Okay. So you come in, Erland, you look around, and you'd have to go into the next room. So Erland has a quick second here to see what's in the bag before you grab him.
Oh boy.
There's a couple things inside. It's pretty small. It's just like a little shoulder bag that has one flap and then a little piece of wood that kind of cinches it closed. And you unhook the thing, you look inside. First of all, there's a change of clothes inside. And it looks very similar to, because you've been there, the robes that they were wearing at the Natural Studies Institute. These seem like Marvin's sort of work robes. It's like a dull gray color. So as opposed to maybe the travel clothes that he was wearing when you saw him and you were across from him, these are his, clothes from the Natural Studies Institute. So you have an Adept Ethan and Melody were wearing basically this exact same robe. And the other thing that's inside seems like a little pouch of diagrams. And what it seems like is when they grabbed Marvin from wherever he was before, they, grabbed whatever belongings of his that they could that were being moved from the Natural Studies Institute. So these are some old diagrams, one of which you recognize. You see that, a copy of that pump diagram from all the way back to the Natural Studies Institute. In addition to that, there's just a few others that look like, theoretical contraptions that Marvin may have designed, made. Anything that he might have. There's no indication as to what they do. They're not labeled in that way, but they have a bunch of diagrams. And so, Graven, you walk in now and you see Erland looking through some parchment there.
Erland. Where is the trace? I'll walk up onto him, grab his arm.
Get your hands off me.
No.
Hundreds of people, maybe thousands, are going to fall ill, or die, or worse, because you panicked. How many hours have we spent? How much money have we spent trying to save you?
I did exactly as you told me.
You didn't stay behind like I said.
You told me to follow you when you got out of sight, and that is exactly what I did.
And yet you grabbed me. We couldn't continue with a scouting mission with an unknown running through the woods. And thank God I did follow him, because if we had gone in without investigating it, we would have been in the center of it. We would have been in the center of it.
And then your answer, after it went to shit, was to jump into the center, was to send Orba into the center of it.
I told Orba to try and tie something up. I'm sorry. I thought we were trying to save someone. I thought we were trying to save people. We're going...
And once that was impossible, you should have given it up.
We were safe.
Give me the trace.
No, we were
safe. I'm
safe.
gonna punch him.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
We leave him alone for 2 seconds.
It's an unarmed strike.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah, that misses.
That misses, yeah.
Erland ducks cleanly out of the way. Boom! It hits the wall on the other side, bangs into the wood there. The whole place, because this sort of shabby place that's been long neglected, it doesn't look like it's going to collapse, but the walls rattle a little bit from the force of the punch.
Do you want it to happen again?
Careful, Goliath. That's your one warning.
You have 5 minutes here. You destroy that trace before we get back to the city.
You selfish fuck.
You lying piece of shit.
Do you not give a shit that people are going to die because we lost Marvin Bishop? How many innocent people have you killed? How many innocent people have you killed? And yet we're trying to save you. Tell me right now why you are worth my time more than Marvin Bishop is.
I know what drives you.
Elucidate me.
I have made mistakes, recent and in the past. But I assess the situation and I try to make steps in the right direction.
We were safe. They were moving in the other direction. They weren't attacking. And you
put Orba in danger.
panicked.
I did
She
nothing
can
of the
do
sort.
as she wishes.
She did exactly as you asked, just as I did.
Maybe-
And I am the reason right now that she is alive.
Maybe
Not you.
It's because she cares about this continent and cares about the people on it and saving them. I can't wait for Pindle or the Lemonade Man or whoever to use Marvin Bishop to activate myconid spores and cause pandemics across cities. Goliath. They're going to use
You
him.
truly believe that having Marvin with us at this moment saves the world?
I'm gonna hold the one that's on top. You fucking idiot.
You short-sighted.
You don't
not-
think for a second they're going to use him. You don't think for a second that he's the key to them infecting people?
You said
to
yourself that
them
they-
creating an army of mutants, for them turning people
You said,
into
you
myconids.
said yourself that they didn't even know what they had with him.
They might not, but sooner or later, Pinder will find out, or the Lemonade Man will tell them. The Gentle Void already controls that harvesting yard. It's going to get worse, Goliath, and we had a chance to do something today, and you panicked. Now let go of me.
We tried. It was hopeless.
You-
If you had been able to see that. We go north tomorrow. Your contract is to go north tomorrow.
My contract is with Cliff and with Orba, not with you.
That is true.
Good luck fighting a chimera. Unhand me.
Push him against the wall.
If they were speaking at some volume, and I was kind of investigating outside, how much could I clearly hear like the whole conversation? Or?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
We'll
that's
say, aside from a couple, words here and
Okay.
there, this whole area is not only sort of enclosed in these sort of cliff sides, so it keeps a little bit of the sound echoing in. I mean, it's quiet aside from some gentle croaking of frogs. There's no sound here, so.
Okay. I'm gonna wait for a second after hearing the yelling for Graven to leave. And then once I see him leave, I'll go in and sort of walk past him and go back inside the cabin.
Were you still looking through the diagrams in there?
Yeah, looking through the diagrams, seeing if there's anything else in the bag.
Nope, just
no,
the
that's in the
clothing and the diagrams, the robe and the.
I'm gonna sort of put them in my bag and gonna start walking out after. Give Graven a second, but then walk out.
I'm assuming that he's gonna like run into
Yeah,
me
you
walking
sort of
out.
meet her, just if you're at
Okay.
the threshold of the door there.
Hang on. First of all, did you find anything?
Diagrams.
Can I see them? Marvin's.
Yes, one of them I recognize. The
Did
others
he
I
have
don't.
anything else here? Just this?
His work clothes from the Natural Studies Institute. Took those as well. I took
Oh,
those as
yeah,
well.
take those. That could be useful if we ever need to break in.
Sure.
You don't recognize any of this, do you?
No.
Okay. Graven hit you?
Tried to.
You let him?
Moved out of the way.
Good for you. So, we have two problems, Erland. One is a good problem. You care more than I thought you do. Second one, look, if we're going to be honest about what happened, I screwed up. I was stupid. I took a note that was obviously a trap, and I set us up for failure. We sat like sitting ducks while he was watching us, and we didn't know. It's not all on you. We all screwed it up, right? But you have to communicate with us, Erland. I understand you're trying to do the right thing. I think I understand for the first time. You might be trying to do the same thing as I am, which maybe you could have fucking let me know. But now that I know, whether you wanted me to or not, that you care. Please, Erland. I want to help you.
I'm sorry I didn't call a meeting of the minds while we were all sitting there.
You know that's not what I mean.
Then what is it that you mean?
The moment when we left that battle and you need to wander off, and not tell me what you're doing?
I
You
didn't
can
want
take-
to speak in case we were being listened to.
Erland, if we're going to be a team, we're going to need to communicate. You have to tell us what you're
You're
doing.
going to need to trust me sometimes. For example, when I say be quiet, it's
Erland,
for a
I do
reason
trust
because
you.
someone might be listening.
It's not a matter of trust. I don't know how to help you. When I saw you walking down and I didn't know what you were doing, I don't know how to help you.
Well, you can help me now by killing the monk with me.
Well, Erland, that was a given. Obviously, we have to kill him. He knows too much.
All right. I'm going to start to walk past her. I'm going to open the door.
Can I stop
Okay.
him for... Or no,
Sure.
sorry.
You can. As that's happening, what have you been doing during this time?
I was gonna say, as soon as I heard them two like really go at each other, I think Orba wanted to like disconnect from the situation and start trying to ritually cast detect magic.
Okay,
Just
sure.
to kind of distract
Okay.
herself.
We'll say you're still in the middle of that then.
Okay.
If the 10 minutes for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, Erland tries to walk by. You kind of step right in front of him there. Yeah.
Look, you have to be honest with us. You've got to at least tell us what your plan might be. At least give us some options. If I go in, if I make an impulse decision, here's how you can support me. Because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should stop firing or if I should go with you. And when we're confused, we're sitting ducks.
to just keep an eye on me. Why is
Erland.
there confusion around that?
Why is there
Just
confusion
keep an
around
eye
that?
on
What
me.
we supposed? Oh, you're right. I'll just sit back and let you do whatever you want and cross my fingers and hope it works out.
That's exactly what I'm asking for.
Well, then we're not. Great. Then I'm not interested in having you on a team. You're not exactly a team player, are you?
If we're in
you
the
want
middle
to
of a scouting mission, I'm sorry, we can't have a long discussion.
doesn't need to be a long discussion. It needs to be, I'm going down, you watch my back. It could have been 2 gestures, Erland.
All right. I'm walking back north. I'm finding the person who is scouting for them. I'm going to kidnap him, torture him, figure out where they're going next. Then I'm going to Naupa to find Shakar and kill him. Would you like to join me, Safira?
Not sure I agree with all the parts of that plan. Here's the thing. Do you care? Am I allowed to make amendments to this plan, or am I just your fucking squire?
If your idea's better than mine, sure.
You know what? It's not. This is the problem, Erland. It's not about whose idea is. Your idea isn't better than. We have to have the best idea. Both of us, together. We're supposed to support each other. It's not supposed to be about whose fucking idea is better.
I'm not asking for your help right now.
You know, clearly, you can't accept anyone's help.
Great. I'm gonna walk up.
You finish up ritually casting, detect magic, take a look around in the area. The range on it is what?
30 feet.
30 feet. So you got to wander around a little bit to
Relax.
to make sure you cover the entire sort of little area here. The cabin itself, the area around where the cart was being loaded up, the
Yeah,
lake.
the
and
little
all.
like pockets where people were mostly
Yeah, little
standing.
pockets where people were.
Sorry.
Just lying in the leaves.
Aside from on your companions who have magic items that you're aware of, nothing. You pick up nothing.
And is there a way for me to kind of circumvent people to get into the cabin, or are they occupying like the entrance to it?
I mean, we'll say Erland just pushed past Safira to get out, so now no one's in it.
Okay, now that she's like avoiding people, so
Okay.
she's just gonna go into the cabin now and just do a quick sweep.
Nothing.
Okay,
Yeah, nothing magic.
cool.
That isn't, on your companions.
Okay.
So Orba's in the cabin with us now? Or
You had pushed past
I
Safira
pushed-
to go out of
oh.
the cabin, so Orba kind of
is it
slunk
just Orba and I in the
past
cabin
you.
now, or
Yeah,
is
you're
there-
at the door, and Orba walked past you and went in.
You all right?
Yeah, just looking for anything helpful. I'm not seeing any magic or anything of this kind, so.
Okay.
This.
I'll sort of hearing that. Turn up this.
I'm still here, right?
Or are you ready
Not
to
in the
entrance?
cabin.
in the cabin.
No, but I went out towards where she was.
Yeah.
Right,
okay.
at the last second, I ducked into the cabin
Yes.
just to give it a
Orba
sweep.
walked around,
Okay,
went to
okay.
the cabin
All right,
to
so I'm not with you.
Yeah.
All right.
This. Magic. Do you see
Yeah,
any magic
over.
on this?
Or was just gonna look at it.
no.
Nothing.
Nope.
Okay.
My bag. Just check. I'm gonna hold out my bag. Check my bag. Is there anything in my bag that is magical? Do you see any magic in this bag?
Yeah, what's in your bag, bitch?
Nothing that there. I think you have some magical stuff, but literally nothing that you already don't expect to be magical.
Grimari's giant grimoire might glow, I
Yeah,
guess?
the page
Yeah,
would
yeah.
glow from that. Yeah.
Orba, you wouldn't happen to know of any kind of magic where you can activate an object to become some kind of a... Is there any way that you could dispel a magical item on command? Do you know that?
I don't have the skill to do that.
No, I just mean, is it possible?
You can dispel magic from items, yes, or magic
Could
can
you do it
run
remotely, like from far away?
It depends on the range and how good you are at
He
it. but
followed us here somehow.
Look, I
Not close, not with his eyes, not with his senses. He
think
followed us here somehow.
It's most likely
I
that
thought it
this
was this-
was, at least at one point, magically tracing us in some way, but clearly he's either smart enough to dispel that kind of magic, or
He's
it's a
not a
much
mage.
worse situation, and he's been following us for a long time using some kind of augmented form of disguise.
Well, okay, sorry. I'm just trying to understand. So, this person you suspect followed us from Wamperanina
Yes.
and into this location, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's no way he was doing it simply by using his senses or without any sort of...
Wouldn't have been possible. We would have noticed him.
Well, I don't know.
What are the roads like? What are those made out of to get south? Are those
They're
dirt roads?
Yeah.
If there's been about 5 minutes since I left the cabin, I'm going to start heading back towards it.
Okay, you saw Graven sort of go to the perimeter and now sort of lumbering back, but you have a moment here to finish what your explanation.
Could he have just simply followed our tracks? Leaping to magic sounds very possible, but I wouldn't start to neglect other possibilities like
There was that
tracking.
whole rock escarpment. He couldn't have followed us on the rock.
You guys left the road like pretty early.
Right.
on.
I guess I just didn't know like if the landscaping was very
Unless
easy to
he was
follow
very
tracks.
far behind us, so far behind us that he couldn't have possibly kept us in his sight.
Grass maybe, but not
He
the rocks.
must have had something that was helping him disguise himself. Otherwise, there's no way we wouldn't have been able to see him.
And again, just trying to understand, who is this person and how did they...
Erland, you take
A
this.
monk from the forked... What are they called? The forked...
Temple of the
Temple of the Forked Tongue. A monk from the Temple of the Forked Tongue who
And
doesn't like me. I didn't realize that he...
do these people... I'm not familiar with the temple. What do they practice? Can they be
We
shapeshifters
fought
of
one
some
at
kind?
the... no, not shapeshifters, as far as I know.
or any other...
We fought one at the... against the giant tortoise, the monk, at the...
You didn't mention that when you talked to him, did you?
Well, yes.
Okay.
So you told this guy that we killed his friend?
Graven arrives at about this time,
Whatever.
hovering in the doorway there.
Whatever this is about, we can talk about it on the way back north. Let's go.
All right, I'm gonna walk out.
May I see the note just for a moment?
I'm gonna still walk out, but
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
and I'm going to start. There was like a pile of stuff that they had, and then there was the wagon.
The pile of stuff is near the wagon.
Great.
They were
I just want to
loading
sort of
stuff.
search that area because they
Felt
loaded up
fucked
pretty
me on
hastily.
that.
So
Give me
I
an
just want to look
investigation
around
check.
there as well.
I would like to say the felt on my dice tray really fucked with that
Okay.
roll.
19.
19.
8.
8. As you're looking it over and the sort of insistence that you're getting from both Erland and Safira about feeling that not only they felt they would have noticed this person following, in addition to being suspicious about the note and yet finding no traces of magic as far as you could tell on the note itself, your mind kind of is reaching for spells that you've heard about, some kind of magic that the object itself wouldn't have to be magic, but that there's a way to find something not magic. And the way you're finding it is magical means, but that the item itself is not magic.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
In your studies,
Yeah.
you're aware of the concept of, like, the bigger concept of sort of scrying, which is sort of the omniscience, almost being able to locate things from afar, seeing things from afar. basically,
I see.
there
yes.
are spells
Yes,
that
yes,
exist
yes.
where you must use a magic or a spell to activate the ability, but that the item you're looking for doesn't
Isn't
necessarily have to
magical.
be magical.
Got
yes.
it. Okay.
What is the secrets over here? What's going on?
Okay.
As she's sort of reading over the note one more time, taking a closer look at it, you do take a look, and in the bushes near where they were loading up the wagon, there's a couple of things that they just left behind in their haste. There's a couple days worth of rations, like dried food, 2 days worth of rations bundled in various cheesecloths.
For luring rats.
Perhaps.
A lot of rats.
More than 2 days worth of rat lure.
Yeah.
There's one hunting trap, just a standard sort of metal spring-loaded hunting trap, and 10 feet of chain that was used possibly to hitch horses or to pull a prisoner along. 10 feet of chain. Those are the only things that you find.
All right, I'm gonna sort of.
Can I, if I'm still in the cabin, can I take a second and do a once-over of it as well to look for any items maybe left behind specifically that might look like they belong to Marvin?
Yeah, you give the room a look through. I mean, I'll lump it in with Erland's. The rooms these are not furnished beyond like a couple stools here and there.
Okay, so it wouldn't be hard to
Yeah.
see something that was sticking, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely don't see anything. You see sort of what Erland saw over near the window, which is that a futile escape attempt perhaps of kicking out the window, but nothing other.
Okay, then I'm gonna turn around and leave.
Erland comes back from the wagon area. Safira comes out of the house.
To the horses.
Anything, Tiefling?
Yes, why don't we start walking?
All right. Anything you'd like to say to me? Everyone else has had a go.
Erland, I didn't have a go. I asked you to communicate
How about
with
you
us.
apologize to her for almost getting her killed? How about that?
No, it's okay.
Graven? We're fine. Let's ride north. Sorry, do you want to have a go at me too? I don't think you do.
Erland's gonna start walking away.
I guess we're fine. If you
horses
say
always,
so.
yeah.
Oh, we're fine. We're golden.
Well, I have something to share if we're done having goes at each other.
All right, Erland will stop.
But we can keep walking.
Stop it! We are walking!
This is like one of those.
Time you say something.
Like
It's like a
an
West
escort-
Wing walk and talk.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like an escort quest in a video game where you catch up to them and then they stop, and then when you get to them they start moving.
Please, for the love of God, move.
When I was at the halls, I wouldn't interact with any of the students really, but you could see them and see what they were working on, and I, worked on their spell books. But there were spells. There were I would see them use it. If you had lost track of a certain item, any mundane item of any kind, not magical, there was a way to locate this item using magic without having to,
Make the item.
embed the magic within the item itself. So,
Anyone could do this, not just a mage?
well, you would have to know the spell or have a spell scroll. You'd have to channel the magic.
But how hard would that be? For a trained monk,
How long does it
as you
last?
say.
Depends on.
Arcana check.
Oh, okay. I was gonna make it up.
You can lie.
Make a deception check.
Does this sound familiar to me?
It does sound familiar to you.
Okay.
That was a
you have
25.
this.
As Orb is describing
Wait,
it,
seriously?
that concept of using magic to locate a non-magical item is familiar to you. And yeah, the spell itself lasts for about 10 minutes, is what you can recall. And with that roll, I'll also say you recall of some of the details, if not the exact spell name itself. And a couple of the details are, one, it has to be a very specific object.
Right.
You can't just be like, I'm gonna picture like, something. You have to, and that's the thing. He had this letter obviously in his possession at one time, so he could locate a very specific letter that he once wrote. Theoretically, he would be able to locate that. The other thing is that the range works up to 1,000 feet. So someone could be well far away and still be able to... And it doesn't give you a vision of where exactly the object is. It gives you a direction. So he would be able to sort of feel that you were in a certain direction.
Yeah, so this is more just like flavor. Is it like,
If it's in motion.
is it just like giving you the urge to move forward, or can you like visually see a path, or like what's
You don't see a path, but you feel
It's more of a sense.
Yeah, it's a sense, and you feel a pull in the direction of the object, especially if it's an object in motion. You can tell the direction that it's moving in.
Okay, got it.
And that, as she's talking about that yes, that is familiar to me as well.
So,
Wait, do you mean you can do that?
Not today. I can't
No,
do
I mean-
much today.
I
but
mean
yes,
in general.
Yes,
The note, please.
the general location of. Is that it?
Yes.
That could be.
Can I make a grab for it?
Give me an athletics check. Are you contesting him?
Fuck yeah, I'm contesting him.
Give me an athletics or acrobatics.
Boys.
whichever
13.
13. Orba holds the note right between. It's in your fist.
Oh, I've got it.
You have it.
This is what brought this chaos to us.
Potentially, I'd like to investigate further so that it doesn't happen again.
He can find us again at any
He
time.
can find me again at any.
I'm hitting him. I'm hitting him.
Give me an attack.
My God, you guys!
11.
11 misses.
Misses. Graven tearing up the note, one punch, and Graven like throws the paper up in a way that creates like a little flurry and uses that to kind of, and the fist travels through the kind of pieces of paper.
Orba's
Misses.
gonna immediately step in between them.
Okay.
As soon as Orba steps in between them, Safira's stepping kind of over Orba, as though to be like, if one of you hits her, we're all dying today.
Sort of you and Orba back to back, facing the other team.
Unless he is dispatched, he will continue to be a problem.
And that would have been the biggest problem.
I could have gotten rid of it after finding him with it.
I'm sure
Look,
he'll
it's
find
not
a way
helping.
of finding you.
It's not.
I'm
None of
swinging
this
at
is
him again.
helping.
We're getting away.
Can I? Is it
Well, yeah,
possible
we're
to
getting
try and
away.
Give it with disadvantage.
Yeah, that's fine.
You
I was
make an
gonna
attack
say,
with disadvantage.
my
hit
stance
us.
right now is not to fight back, but to like.
Yeah,
Just
it's
kind
with
of-
disadvantage anyways.
Okay.
It can't be double
Oh,
disadvantage.
fuck, I didn't see what the second roll was.
Reroll both.
Oh, great. There you go. Now one.
Yeah, you start to throw the fist, and immediately Safira is like just up. She's not blocking the punch, but just in your sort of kitchen enough that you can't get a fist up over the top.
He's going to get us killed.
We don't have time for this.
I have all the
You're going
fucking
to get
time
us
in the
killed.
world.
You're gonna get the Giraloon down here to fucking hunt us. Shut the hell up,
Then good.
both of you.
Good.
Let's go.
I'm gonna start walking away faster than normal.
Okay.
I want the Giraloon to just start rumbling down.
Orba's gonna kind of sigh. Would you like to walk with this one and I'll walk with the other?
I would rather you stay away from him for now.
Fine, switch. I'll supervise this idiot. You take that one. Both babysitting, are we? Fine, let's go.
You're sort of
Sorry,
running
yeah,
ahead.
and I am going
That's
when
okay.
I say let's
That's
go.
fine. You start to run ahead. The pieces of paper on the ground. Are you just leaving them there on the ground here in the?
Stomping him into
Okay.
the dirt.
Into the dirt there. Dirt.
maybe light it on fire if you can.
I mean, it would
If
just
we've got a flint or something.
Sure. If you would take a second, but you can take it.
But it would just.
I have no idea.
It would just trace back to here.
If the object's destroyed,
destroyed.
you would not be able to trace
Oh,
it.
I
In
get
fact,
it.
And I
Well-
would know that.
I would also say, even the item being torn up, it is
Probably
now
still can-
not one
The
object.
item,
So
yeah.
the odds are he probably even wouldn't be able to do that.
Okay, if knowing that about that spell, when she says that, I'm be like, no need.
You have the lit chart block, and you're like, never mind.
Unnecessary.
But the pieces are fully stomped into the
Yeah.
dirt.
Okay.
We've got places to be in the morning if we want any gold before we go on this trip.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
You start to walk. You guys sort of ahead by 50 feet or so, sort of moving quickly through the woods.
Erland, I'm trying to help you. You know that, right?
And it's a little
Answer
bit
me,
like,
I'm kicking you off the horse.
We're not on the horse yet.
Yeah, no.
The horses were left by the
Whatever,
shack.
empty threat.
Answer me, or I'll push you off
me
the
off the
horse.
Get off
and
that
I will
horse right now.
push you off it.
What horse?
Erland like mockingly puts a leg over the air. Yeah.
Yeah, get off your metaphorical horse.
It is very high.
Yes. Bitch.
But you guys, you know, walking briskly, and that rocky terrain turns to a softer earth. You get past that watering hole, some of the birds kind of... You hear those birds just sort of at the edge.
As I kind of hear the birds, I'm just going to kind of give Erland a look like...
Oh my gosh.
No?
Are you trying to get his attention? Because he's sort of walking ahead, sort of tunnel vision a little bit.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
trying to get his attention.
Points over the birds.
Birds?
To find Shakar?
I don't know. What's your better idea? What's the superior idea that you have? You couldn't come up with one, so am I doing the thing?
Sure, talk to a bird.
I'll walk over with Safira to the edge and sort of sit down at the edge of the...
Okay, give me, both of you need to give me some stealth checks. As soon as you start to head in their direction, you can see they start to...
Oh, I forgot.
Not like, they're not terrified, but they
skittish.
immediately start to, move in the
They're
opposite
birds.
direction.
Of course, they're not going to be like, hey, what's up? They're not townspeople.
They just, a couple of them walk kind of deeper into the little watering hole there.
Oh,
23.
12.
12. Okay, light footsteps. There's kind of the soil of the woods turns into more of a pebbly, rocky terrain as you get closer and closer to the watering hole. It's a little crunchy under the feet, and a couple of them hear the crunch and kind of do a quick little turn. But then, a couple of in the edge of the water, especially ones that are preening, there's a little kind of and splashing of water that
And
covers
I still
your
have
footsteps.
some rations, so can I prepare a snack for what I think would be something I think a bird would eat?
Sure, you have some like
Seeds,
chopping up
some, like,
lettuce.
I think I'd have
Really
some
use
like
a
seeds
Friendsgiving
or
right now.
something. Okay, so I'm gonna take one of my little rations, and I'm gonna cast my spell and sit with my little rations.
Okay,
here.
there's like
Today?
I didn't use any of my spell slots. We didn't do any. I didn't I didn't hit anyone.
I think she tried to
I
use
tried,
Hunter's
and
Mark, but it was
was
too
out
far
of
away.
range.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're close to probably 2 or 3 of them that are there at the edge of the little watering hole.
So I'm gonna kind of take the food that I have, and I'm gonna scatter a little bit of it in front of me so that they don't have to come to my hand.
A couple
to
heads
get it.
kind of turn, some feathers.
And then I'm gonna kind of. Hi, friend. I have some food. If you could maybe help me, I have a question for you. Is that okay?
Takes a step closer.
You all right? I've just got some seeds here. Would you like them?
Fucking humans!
You know what? You're.
So tired of fucking humans!
You know what? I feel exactly the same way. Actually, it feels nice to have someone.
So many
to talk
fucking
to.
humans coming through!
You're absolutely right. That's got to be scary. I'm sorry. I know I'm a human, but I'm trying not to be scary.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! Of course.
Fucking humans, man.
Poor buddy. Oh, his poor little. That's gotta be how my snakes feel. Animal handling. 15.
15. I mean, you have kind of a soothing general timbre tone to your voice.
Safira's famously soothing.
And you get a little closer, and you can see sort of in its nature kicking in as it looks at the treats in your hand and sort of...
I'm happy to give you as much of this as you like. I just wanted to know about one fucking human specifically. And I'm
fucking humans!
yes, this one, and I'm gonna describe his skin color and his
Who are you describing?
Shakar.
Okay, yep.
I was just wondering, and I'm gonna, as I'm saying this, I'm gonna try to sort of toss gently little seeds so that he can eat while I'm talking
Takes
to
a
him.
step closer and...
Had you seen one like that?
Yes!
Oh, really? That's brilliant. Where did you see? And I'm kind of. Where did you see that?
One fucking human like that came through here!
Oh, wow. Okay. Which direction were they going in? Do you know?
That way first! And he sort of turns his head toward the cabin, like the little depressed...
Okay.
Then he came back this way! And he turns the other way.
Oh, right. And back this way. He's gesturing away from the cabin towards north.
Yes,
or
towards
north.
north. Yeah, so he said first he saw him going toward the cabin, and then saw him again going back the other direction.
Right. Was he alone? Just that one human?
Yes!
Yes. Right. Thank you. And you just saw him just go this way. Was he on a horse or was he just on foot? Right, okay. How long ago was that? Do you know? I don't know what your sense of time is.
Sort of.
Sun was as it is now.
Sun was as it is now. Right, thank you so much. And I'm gonna, as like a token of gratitude, I'm gonna leave the rest of the seeds in kind of a little pile for him and say, thank you. I hope this fucking human was nice.
Fuck off!
And I'm gonna like back away very
As you
slowly.
back away, he immediately goes for the pile, and now that you're backing away, some of the other ones kind of get closer, and they're all kind of going for it.
Fuck off, baby! Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna walk over.
Oh my god.
I'm sort of sitting by the riverbank.
I'm
there,
gonna
right?
like kind of grab Erland and say quietly to him, Shakara's close. He just came back this way. The bird said the sun was in the same place in the sky, so I don't know exactly how long it could have been, but he was going north. And he was on foot, so we could catch him.
Move quickly and quietly.
We should tell the others what we're doing so that
Yes.
they don't make a loud noise or something stupid. Do you understand what I'm saying
I
now? We
don't
should
want the
tell others-
Goliath to fuck anything else up.
Yeah, so we should tell him what
I'm
the plan
going
is.
to.
Erland, how about this? How about I tell him, okay? Good. I'm gonna turn around.
You do. You guys have had a moment here to walk. They were pretty far ahead of you because they were moving very briskly. Was there anything before you guys get to that little watering hole?
I was just gonna wait and see if Graven starts talking first, I guess.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Anything? You had just a couple moments as Erland and Safira sort of walked quickly ahead, just walking beside Orba. Okay, sort of some quiet steps and contemplation as you guys move forward, and you get to the edge of that little clearing where the birds were, and you see Safira and Erland sort of talking, a little animated together, and then you see Safira turn and look at you as you're coming into the clearing.
Yeah, we're headed towards him.
Graven, Orba, good news. Good news. I talked to one of the birds. They said Shakara was here. He was on foot. He couldn't have been that far ahead of us because the sun was apparently in the same place in the sky. He was going
Eyes up.
north.
Let's go.
I think the best approach is, quiet,
Yes.
obviously.
Let's go.
And we're killing him. Yes? Killing him? Look, I'm just trying to make sure we're all on the same page because we had this problem before.
I just need everyone to keep in mind that I cannot save any lives tonight.
Graven, we don't need you to. He's one guy. We're gonna be fine. And I'm gonna turn around and with confidence,
I'm
start
standing
heading.
right there as well.
Yeah, a little. She took a few steps to have a conversation on
I
it.
cannot revive anyone.
Okay, we'll be careful, Graven.
So
we
stay
we
on
have
your
healing
feet.
potions. We're on our toes. We're ready for this. You don't need to be scared. And I'm gonna keep kind of moving forward.
Okay.
Scared is not the word I would use.
Okay, Graven, whatever word you want for it, we're fine.
Keep your distance.
Yeah.
So you're
Stealth checks, everybody.
Great, yeah.
Oh, come on, boy.
Everybody.
Yeah, no, I know. I
was
was mentally
The what?
preparing.
I should have mentioned the bird told me he was alone.
Say relay.
Dirty 20.
19.
3.
Oh, your big flat feet.
That's a natural 20. Whoa! Can I give him back?
Raven's
It's my turn.
frustrated
I don't even
footsteps
have my mail
echoing throughout.
Oh my god!
I should be good at this.
The party as a whole moves pretty quietly and quickly through the woods here. Graven making a little extra noise simply due to size, perhaps
Huffing
a
and
little,
puffing.
yeah, a little pent up energy. And you guys get a little further. That softer forested ground gets even softer. The soil now sort of fully squishy under your feet. The brush picking up a little bit underfoot, and you start to see some faint traces of some of those little edible sort of beach peas and some of that edible foliage that you saw before. And you hear that. The flag flapping in the wind that you pass by, sort of passes by on your right, that memorial flag. Continue on forward quickly through the woods.
Do we see any footprints as we're going?
Give me a perception check because you're kind of moving quickly rather than looking.
21.
Ooh.
There we go.
You do not see any footsteps from where you are. And I mean, you're pretty confident given sort of what you saw. It's possible he either covered his tracks, didn't come through this way, stepped very lightly, but yeah, you're confident you didn't miss anything. And you move a little further. Now you're kind of getting into the area where the Girlon was spotted, sort of in that area. You guys still moving quickly and quietly, sort of just ever so slightly little bits of footsteps on twigs and sort of the underbrush of the forest. I need you all to give me perception checks.
Oh no! That is a natural one.
5.
22.
14.
Come on.
Graven's sort of standing tall above the brush there. He sort of puts his hand on one tree and moves to the side to get a good look at the road ahead of him, or the path ahead of him. And you see a figure in the distance.
Shit.
Ears exceptionally long, even for an elf, which you surmise that he is, based on his general appearance. He has padded leather armor. He's got a bow on his back and a sword in his hand. He almost looks ready for a fight, but he's very closely examining both the forest floor and some of the trees where bark has been stripped off. You see him kind of take a close look. Take a look at another tree. So you see this man, nothing like what they've described to you as Shakar, sort of looking at the foliage and the branches and the trees in the distance.
There is an elf hunting the Girlon up ahead of us on the road.
Okay.
Should we get off the path and not engage with anyone? And just
no,
keep quiet?
I don't think so. Actually, I don't see why we have any reason not to ask him if he saw someone.
Can you,
walking by
can
here.
you cast Detect Magic to make sure he's not disguising himself?
I would need 10 minutes.
Shit.
If he is disguising himself, if it is just the basic disguise like I have, he won't be able to disguise his voice. I don't know what he sounds like, but you two do, yes?
We will recognize.
But what if
his
he's
voice.
using the more advanced one?
Well, then he's going to sound like a different person.
We're just gonna have to try.
As in, we just walk by this person, or we ask him something?
How far away are we from here right now?
120 feet?
Stop. 10 minutes. Stop casting.
You would get there well before.
Yeah.
Also, I gotta like stop
120.
moving.
Oh,
Like, I
you
can't
can't
just.
walk
Oh
in
yeah, I
there.
gotta concentrate.
You would get
Yeah, I gotta
well
really
before then.
focus on it.
That's how Orba dies.
Walks off a cliff.
He's casting detect magic.
Oh, there's magic!
I didn't detect this cliff.
Then we ask, yes.
All right.
I think we should ask.
You guys start to approach. Who's kind of approaching first?
I am.
Okay. So you guys sort of back off a little bit so as to not kind of seem like you're sneaking up on him, but sort of, gently and quietly approach. And again, he kind of breaks off a piece of bark and takes a look at the inside, and he scrapes his thumb along the interior, and you see some little maybe ants or termites or something kind of on the edge of his thumb there as he looks.
I heard you in the distance, but I knew you weren't my quarry. Girlons are heavy-footed.
Yes, we actually saw it earlier. It was moving in that direction, and I'll point the direction we saw it going.
Do you seek the beast as well?
No.
Be careful then.
Did you see someone run through here?
A tiefling man, yes.
Yes, where? How long ago?
10-15 minutes.
Which direction was it going?
North.
And I'll sort of point in the direction that we came from.
Thereabouts.
Thank you. What's your name, friend?
Give me yours and I shall give you mine.
Erland.
Mjörn. M-U-I-R-N-E. Mjörn.
M-U-I-R-N-E. Would I know that the spell that we saw or heard about with Graven, would I know the one that Sigra used? Would I have any sense of whether or not that would allow you to speak whatever language that person became?
Good question.
It would not.
Great.
Good. Call.
I'll say in Elven, Mjörn, what brings you to Navikapura?
He responds in Elven.
Your elven sounds a little mixed.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've spoken it regularly.
That's all right. I meant no offense. I'm one of the Citravatas, down from the waning woods up north. I am a trapper.
Where are you staying? Are you staying at the Upa Ale House with the other elves and Satyria?
Kind of raises an eyebrow.
Yes, as
Good.
a matter of fact.
I'm sorry, I'm in quite a bit of a rush right now, but perhaps an ale later. I'm staying there myself tonight.
I won't be staying long, but good luck with your pursuit.
Thank you. And I'm gonna.
And this whole exchange happens in Elven. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
Safira can
figured.
understand it, but
I'm gonna kind of in Elven as we're walking by.
Citravata.
Citravada Elves.
You heard Satiria mention that group as well.
Is that the group that's the group that is in Latrian Elves are in.
The Latrian Elves are in the thicket just to the west of Navikapura.
And they're the ones who came in
talk to the Redirans.
Yep.
Yeah, the Citravadas are from way up north. Like if you look at your Antisuyu map, like up past the mountain range up there.
Okay.
As we're
Like he's far away from home. If that's where he's from.
I'm gonna say in Elven, just good luck with the gear on.
Yeah. I understand that some monstrosities must be killed. It is the way of things. But coming from a community that prefers to study rather than slay, I've developed my own way of doing things.
Right.
Happy hunting.
Right.
And I'm gonna sort of quickly start moving in that direction. Okay. Knowing that he's 15 minutes ago, I can move faster in favor of stealth.
In fact, from where you are now, like the Crabbers community is less than 15 minutes from here. Yeah.
Oof.
Lots of places to hide.
Yeah.
So moving. Yeah.
Yep.
Full sprint actually.
Sure. Erland starts to jog ahead, start to move into a sprint.
Yeah, I'm just gonna jog with him, and I'm gonna motion to the rest of the group like we're all going.
I guess we're running now.
My horse better be there.
Oh shit.
You guys start to move, and as sort of Graven and Orba come by after Erland and Safira, you see the guy kind of...
Hello. Orba's gonna pick up her robes and...
You see kind of just a curious look on his face, and random group of people sprinting through the woods after somebody else. You see sort of a look of confusion on his face, but he doesn't stop you or impede you in any way. And you guys start to get even closer and closer to the Crabbers community. So you start to see the trees begin to thin out as they did before, sort of thinner and thinner, and there's less and less things to kind of weave between, hide between, and you start to see some of the huts and houses kind of on that south end of the Crabbers community.
How open is the area around the Crabbers community? Like, is the road leading out of the Crabbers community? Would we be able to see something a little bit?
Yeah, there's dotted trees, but yes, very open.
So do we see anyone?
Give me a perception check. I will say right away, you do. These roads are, traveled well by traders and travelers.
8.
8. You certainly don't see someone you recognize.
The spyglass. Tiefling.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm gonna sort of now try and look.
You trace the spyglass along the road there, and a lot of merchants, people with backpacks, wagons, but no one that you recognize.
I'm gonna kind of not stop her. As we're moving, Erland, if you do see him, if any of us sees him, we're gonna have to grab him and take him somewhere else. I'm not murdering this guy in the street.
Understood.
It's not smart.
So you guys are at the south end of the Crabbers community right now, just coming out of the wooded areas, getting lighter and lighter as you move.
And we, I assume, would be now visible as well.
Yes, you're not on the road yet, but yes, you've started to become... I mean, there isn't much in the way to hide unless you literally physically, ducked behind a tree.
Did I feel pretty good about getting a look at people, or is it possible that he's...
I mean, there was a decent... There's not a crowd, but there's a decent trickle in both directions. So, I mean, you felt like you did a pretty good scan, but if he's hiding in something or just disguised in some way, you're still, a little ways away. That's not an easy an easy catch.
I don't see him on the road.
Thanks.
Do you have reason to believe he would wait here or go to the city?
I mean, he stays in Naupa, but if he's trying to evade us or if he's trying to disappear, he could be hiding anywhere. This spell, would he know if the item was destroyed?
Only if he tried to locate it again?
I don't know why he would do that. If he was smart, then he'd be fucking off right now.
I think he got plenty of use out of it as is.
Exactly.
Can we see if our horses are here?
So make our way around the way we
so
did.
you guys, you start to move forward. Give me a perception check as you come out of the woods there.
Oh, all of us or
All
just...
of us?
Sure, yeah.
Nat 20.
There we go.
I mean, we'll make it a group one.
Natural 20 as
16.
well.
Oh, what a waste.
He's right.
Yeah, yes.
You walk forward and you bump into an invisible object. What you do notice coming out of the woods there is now pretty much in a full-on nap is the guy that was sent ahead to sort of scout for the group of captors. He's leaning up against that sort of meeting hall, and his hat is kind of down a little bit. And this is still
Me too.
like an hour and a half, 2 hours from when, the meeting was supposed to take place. So
already
he's
fucked
still
off.
there to kind of just keep an eye on it.
Is are there any people who seem like crabbers who are there, who are like maybe working around the houses?
With that perception check, we'll say there does look to be, because it's getting a little later in the day, they're not right by there, but there's people coming in off those long piers that stick out into the ocean.
And are our horses there?
They're on the other end, so you'd have to
Okay.
kind of walk down. Yeah, you put them at the north end
Okay,
there.
so I want to maybe stop one of the crabbers as we're sort of walking.
You're
we're
not
still-
walking past them. They're coming in off the piers.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And are you okay? You could go up and talk to one, but you'd have to walk right by the sleeping, lookout that was sent.
Let's check our horses first.
Okay, so you guys move around that back side of the houses, and you get to the north end, tied up exactly where there are.
Oh, thank God.
We saw that whole. We all clocked the guy waiting at the building when
Yeah.
we were here last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, oh yeah, and yeah, Erland had you guys go around him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check your saddlebags. Check your saddlebags. Make sure nothing's in it or taken.
Yeah,
Okay.
whose horses did we take, by the way? But you took two.
I know,
Took
definitely
Graven's
mine.
horse.
Mine, I think, because I
Graven and Orba's horse.
gave
Okay.
him some of my saddlebag belongings.
Okay, great.
In the event of.
You guys rifling through your saddlebags?
Yeah. Sure.
Give me investigation with advantage. We'll say you have a moment.
I only want
12. Oh no, sorry, 14.
some. With advantage?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh jeez, what'd you do?
Like 8.
Oh no.
Yeah, 8. 8 with advantage.
Well, Orba, now that you've lightened the load a little bit, you've offloaded a few things into Graven's bag, and you've kept your saddlebags very organized. You know
Yeah.
everything in its place. You come across a piece of paper that was definitely not there when you first put things in your bag, and you pull out,
Can I do this incredibly discreetly?
like from the group discreetly.
Yes.
Give me a stealth with advantage because you're looking through your bags, which they told you to do. So.
That's a nat 20.
Nat 20. So the bag is big enough that you open the flap and you can literally hold the note still in the bag. And with the other hand, you kind of fake rifle through some other things while looking at the note. I'll give you some credit. It seems you saw through the part about the Mycrawl Den being a trap, but it didn't stop you from taking the bigger bit of bait. After putting in some good work today, I'll probably take the evening off. But just in case you feel the overwhelming urge to chat with me, here's a riddle for you. Once was here and now is gone, a void therein to gaze upon. The crest out front is not a sign for moving slow or wasting time. Shakar.
Okay.
I hope you enjoy death.
Can some people do some other stuff really quickly while I read this one more time?
Okay, so you guys are kind of keeping an eye out, to make sure that, the rifling through bags doesn't seem suspicious. A couple people kind of bringing in some long sticks that have fish hanging off the back of them, or some little crates coming in through. So now you have the opportunity to talk to someone without the guard, down there.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Sir, did you see a tiefling described Shakara sort of run through here, rummage through these horses a moment ago?
We were just coming in off the docks.
You didn't see anyone at these horses a second ago?
A second ago, certainly no.
Oh, minutes ago, 10 minutes ago?
Minutes ago, no.
Shit, we were robbed.
Oh, robbed of what?
Money.
Make a deception check.
Oh my god.
You can make it
Yeah.
with advantage. This guy doesn't know better.
Yeah, this guy's like, nope, it was definitely not money.
13.
Fuck. I hate that.
We'll keep an eye out.
Thanks, bud.
I will.
And you see him kind of,
Give him a pat on the shoulder.
he's like a little paranoid.
He's gonna walk around the rest of the day like, oh god.
Yeah, you see
Where's
him like,
the
he's
thief?
like thinks there's a
Oh,
thief
no,
in the midst.
buddy.
He's like looking around.
Anything?
Graven doesn't find anything.
Orba.
Okay. Before I speak, I would like everybody to take
Oh no.
a breath.
Oh no.
A breath.
Okay.
And Orba's literally waiting to see people's chests rise and fall. Do they?
I'm breathing.
Does your fucking chest rise and fall?
I can only hold my breath 30 seconds.
Yeah, Orba's gonna just.
Erland, breathe, for fuck's sake, please.
Erland passes out. tries too hard to hold his
Now I'll
breath.
go very exaggerated.
Don't
No
hurt
need for the
yourself.
sarcasm.
Okay. There's a note in my bag. Signed by Shakar.
Right, before anyone rips it, and Safira's gonna kind of
I'm
like...
looking around. I'm not
I
looking
know,
at the note. I'm
but just
looking
from
around.
last time...
See anyone that finishes
This
it.
is why we are going to take a breath.
We need to know what's in the note, Orba. Can you tell us what's in the note?
I'm going to tell you what's
Just read
in
the note. That's the next step.
No, I'm going to say what's in the note, but I need to
Okay.
remind some people here that he has been in front of us
Right.
every step of the way.
Yes.
And
Agreed.
from what I can tell,
Yeah.
he has not been
Yeah.
forthright.
Right.
Yes?
Yes.
Very deceptive.
Very deceptive.
Yes.
Please let me read the note. What
I'm
does
going
it say?
to read part of it.
I really want to know.
He left a riddle.
Fuck's sake.
Take a breath.
I'm
Here's
quiet.
a riddle, and I want to see if we can guess it before I read the rest of the note. Once was here, and now is gone, a void therein to gaze upon. The crest out front is not a sign for moving slow or wasting time.
Here's the thing. You know what I think is always... I think it's always...
Shut up.
The abandoned broken crown outpost.
Huh?
The abandoned broken crown outpost.
Hang on.
Something.
No,
Or a gentle void.
Seriously, guys, why are we listening to the note? Why are we reading? Why? No. I'm not saying that we can't check that out, but what we should do first is he was here 15 minutes ago. We should ask around. We're gonna
I
lose
just
him.
asked that man and no one saw anyone.
Look, we should keep
Somebody
asking.
clearly
This is a distraction.
was just here because this
It's a
wasn't-
distraction. Please, it's a distraction. I'm telling you now. He's here. He was here 10 or 15 minutes ago. We can find him, but only if we move now. We're not going to find him at anywhere with the crest. He's
agree
lying.
that whatever is on there is a trap, but we should still figure out what it means to then avoid
I think we
that
should,
area.
but let's at least wait 15 minutes. Let's please just look at least 10 or 15 minutes in this spot. He was just here. He was just here.
All right.
Okay.
Start. Don't wake him up. I'm gonna point to the guard.
Oh, they fucked off without him, huh?
He'll be confused when he
I'm
wakes
gonna
up.
sort of start searching alleyways.
Are people doing the same?
Everybody,
I
if
want to
we
look
bump into
everywhere for within like, yeah.
First, everybody give me stealth
I
with
mean,
advantage
yeah, I wanna
because the
look
guy's
everywhere.
asleep.
Orba, I think, is not. She's gonna start ritually casting detect magic
Okay.
again.
Sure. So everybody else.
17.
Stealth
Yep, with
Advantage.
advantage.
with advantage.
18.
Okay.
16.
16, great. And now everybody investigation checks.
Flat.
Just regular investigation check. Yeah.
15.
Oh, 15.
2.
2. Okay, so you are able to that building on the end that has the flag with the anchor and the scimitar is far enough away from the sort of most of these homes that you're able to, take a moment here to investigate, look through the alleys, even look through some of the bins and crates that are outside. You get a couple sideways glances here and there from people coming in off the docks, but you saw the guy that you talked to actually lean over and sort of like explaining to someone that they lost something or that
Actually,
something was stolen from them.
Safira is going to kind of wave around to people in the area.
Okay.
Oi, I'm so sorry. We've just been robbed. There's a guy, and I'm going to describe Shakar
Sure.
in some detail. Have you seen anyone like that? He stole something from our bags.
We were just coming in off the docks, but we'll keep an eye out.
Please keep an eye out if you see anything. We might be in the area. If you could flag us down, that'd be brilliant.
We'll do. Is it that guy?
He points to the sleeping guy over by us.
No, and I'm gonna now kind of frustrated. I'm gonna describe
Yeah, I mean, he
Shakar
clearly
again.
looks
and,
nothing
yeah.
like him. He just clearly doesn't recognize that guy.
Right. Just keep
He
an
looks
eye
like
out.
he's been here a while. I could ask him.
If you
Not a.
If you see
not a
him-
tiefling. That's
No,
not
no,
a-
I mean, he looks like he's been sleeping here a while. Maybe he saw him.
I don't. He's
Right.
been sleeping. Though.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Is there a place we could put up a sign?
You could write a note and post it on the door.
Right. I'm gonna try to like go into my bag and take out a note.
Okay.
And I'm going to write on it in huge letters, thief.
Oh my god.
50 gold reward.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have the description of Shakar.
Is it a written description?
It's
not
a written
okay.
description. I'm not gonna
Safira tries to draw.
Oh my god, that's
I'm not gonna make some kind of sleight of hand check for that now.
You can write a I mean, the description isn't amazing. It's fairly general, but we say.
Can I take a second, just like literally 2 minutes, to like try to do it like twice or 3 times?
Sure. Yeah. It takes
And I'm
a minute,
gonna
but yes.
kind of
give it to. I'm gonna give one to him, and say, I don't want anyone else to be robbed. I just, if you could pass the word round, anyone who could bring him to us or tell us where he is, 50 gold.
All right. This place is small, but we'll leave it up.
Thank you so much.
He kind of goes over to one of the doors,
and I'm gonna
pulls kind of a rusty nail out and.
I'm gonna do this. I want to walk around and see whatever
Sure, there's
the
probably a
most
dozen
visible
houses
places.
here. Yeah, I mean, there's a dozen homes here. This is out of the way, but you can certainly do it.
I'll keep the other 2 that I have for
Okay.
if we move further into.
Does it say where we're staying or where they can?
Oh, I should put something.
You can say that you amend the note.
Right. I have to
What do you
tell you
put
where
on
to find me. I am. I'm gonna come back and say, send a letter to. And then I'm gonna, Erland, what's the best way for me to have this information conveyed to us? Have them send a letter or have them find me? I don't want to give a location.
They're just going to identify Shakar. He's known in town.
No. What I'm saying is, how would they bring them? How would they bring Shakar to
They're
us?
going to say it's Shakar.
What?
Are you asking for his capture?
Yes, I am. I'm offering 50 gold
It says
to
50
anyone
gold
who can.
reward for this person
Yeah.
that it describes.
In the next 12 hours at the Upa Ale House.
Okay, and I'm gonna write in the next 12 hours at the Ube Ale House, like flag down, and I'm gonna write, the description of me too, if that's okay. And I'll do this. I'll take a second to do the
description
same
of
to the
yourself as
other.
well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, after looking around for a while, I see them doing this.
Yeah.
I'll walk over.
Well, I'm not. Safira's running around doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
searching.
I'll walk over to Safira.
Yeah.
What is this?
Idea. I'm gonna show it to him.
I just ripped up the way that people could track us. You want to give everybody our location.
Yeah,
We're not coming back here.
I know.
Don't put those up.
I think it's a good idea. At least this way. Look, I want. If this guy crossed us, right? I want to
So
make it
you're
as.
going to tell him where we are by putting up these signs that say
Look,
where we are.
Graven, if he finds us, we can kill him. I want him to find us right now. I want to kill him. So I don't care that he knows where we are.
Nobody is using their blessed brains today.
Graven, we
Take
all have
them
days
down.
where we don't use our blessed brains. I think I can remind you of one when you got captured by Mr. 2.
Also, just to clarify, it's just one that's up at the moment. She still has 2 that she was maybe.
Graven, please,
This
we've got
will
to try
be-
something.
By literally giving a map to anyone that comes down here, a map to us. You expect one of this community to come find us.
I mean, it's worth a shot. It's better than just the 5 of us looking.
Take it down. It is foolish.
Graven, you may not agree. I think some things you do are foolish. Sometimes we might do foolish things. This foolish thing might work.
So you agree it's foolish?
It might work. And it's worth a try.
I am happy to
walking
continue
away.
looking. I'm going to tear it down and
Oh
rip
my
it up.
god.
You hear it behind.
I am
I'm-
happy to continue to look for him, but I'm not going to leave another trail for him to us.
Graven, I see no reason for me to continue traveling with you if you're going to pull shit like that. I'm gonna take out a piece of paper and a quill and hand it to him and say, fix it!
I've got to get to my horse.
And I'm gonna take a second and fix it, nail it back where it was, and then continue doing exactly what I was
Do
doing.
you draw another one, or you just use one of the other ones? You had 2 others.
Oh, I wanted to make another one.
Okay,
I want
great.
3.
So you still have 2 others that
Yes.
say have the same bit of information on them.
Yes, I want to disperse them elsewhere. I'm guarding it. I'm gonna stay there and guard it for a second.
Some of the people coming in off the docks kind of trying to get a look at the notice.
I'll try to let them see it so that they can.
What? I'm coming back if I see you do that.
Oh my god.
What is wrong with you?
Graven, do you really need to pick this fight with me? Is this the fight we want to
I
pick?
don't want
In this
a trail
particular
of
moment,
crumbs.
we are 15 minutes behind this guy.
I need you to-
15 minutes behind him.
So why are we
15
talking about
minutes.
this?
Excuse me, could I look at that piece of paper there?
Please, did you see anyone like this?
No.
Right.
Do you see Do you see what you are wasting time on right now? And I'm going to take that one down and rip it up.
She's in front of it to try and stop him.
I will try
Yes,
to
You
I'm
may
gonna try and
contest
stop
athletics
him.
checks. Yeah.
Holy 9.
Oh, baby! 15.
There's like one wooden step up onto before the door. So you try to take a step up to get at it, and she just kind of pushes you, and you don't fall, on your butt, but you stumble back because it's like on a one
Having
thin
this
step.
problem, I'm gonna... Erland, help!
I'm going to point at the people around us. These are your trackers. These are who you are hiring right now. Let us do it, and let us do it now, and do not leave a trail of breadcrumbs to us.
You go. Go then. Go to the outpost. Go to the trap. Enjoy. Be trapped. Fuck off. Don't come back.
You were the one that said you wanted to go there. What
to
is
I'm
happening
walking to
right
Orba
now?
once I see them arguing.
Okay, sure.
And like after she's gotten my attention, I'm walking over to Orba.
I am ritually casting detect magic.
Oh, she can't.
It hasn't been 10 minutes yet.
Okay.
She can hear you, but she can't like stop
a conversation.
the ritual. Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna sort of wait near Orba.
I am happy for this to come of nothing, as it will. Fine.
This is probably bad that I'm telling you this, but Orba has the note in her hand while she's trying to.
Oh, thank you for that. I'm taking it out of your hand. I'm gonna try and like.
Okay, give me you're gonna have to give me with disadvantage. She's not like unconscious.
Disadvantage?
A sleight of hand with disadvantage.
Or you could read it over my shoulder, you jerk.
Yeah, that's true.
Just
You didn't
fucking
have to
taking it out of my
take it.
hand.
17.
17. Give me a perception check. And you gotta give it with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, with perception with
I was
disadvantage.
trying to help you out, man. Just. It's like 5.
5. Just gently out of her hand there.
Breaks concentration.
I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna stand there holding it and read it.
That's a good one.
So as back at the sort of where the posting was, a small, I mean, there aren't that many people here, but like 5-6 people have kind of gathered around this area a little bit.
Do you mind taking this elsewhere?
And I'm going to, in that moment, using this as an opportunity, I'm putting my arm around Graven as though we were, still the best of friends. And I'm just going to move her I'm going to try to like move him and move over sort of away from the thing.
I'm towards the horse.
Okay. You guys gruffly move off loosely together. I mean,
Yes,
you can see unconvinced faces.
Yeah,
that
people are like,
bridges
they
have been
don't like
mended.
each other
Yep.
right now.
But yeah.
You and Erland both have given me no reason to have any more faith in you to look after Orba from now on. You have made the most foolish
They're
decisions.
walking back.
Oh no,
Step
no,
by step.
Graven, no. You've made the most foolish decisions, and you don't want to make another foolish one by saying another word, because I swear to the gods that I will have you fired from this job, and I can do it. I will talk to Cliff. I will take you off this mission. I will.
quiet.
You are a problem. You have been from the beginning.
And Orba's eyes.
Anything?
I was gonna take the note again.
I'm gonna.
Give me contested sleight of hand there. Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
15.
Fuck off.
Is it glowing?
Or was gonna mock squinting at it. Is it glowing?
No.
No. But I figured it would be best to be safe. One other thing that comes to mind, Erland, when you were told to go meet Marvin at the initial meeting place where you were ambushed, wasn't that also in an abandoned station of some kind?
I'm gonna point to the. Wait, you're talking to the. Yeah, I'm gonna point to the guy where the guy's sleeping.
Sorry, just to clarify, the place where he was brought to, or the place
Ambushed.
that he was... Oh, yes.
I'm gonna point to that house right there.
Where the guy is sleeping on the stoop there at the end of the row.
Can I take a closer look at that structure and what it has on its outside? Wasn't it like an old official building?
Yeah, it's like an old, you haven't seen the interior, but it has not the look of just a residence. It has sort of a meeting hall-ish look to them. And the only thing that you can see on the outside, it has kind of weather-worn, faded wood that's been, right here on the shoreline. And there's a flag, there's a little pole sticking out with a flag that has an anchor and a scimitar, which you have seen before. When you headed to the Steeder Way in Wamparani, you passed by the militia reserves. There's also a flag of an anchor and a scimitar there.
Oh, so that's Militia Reserve building.
Possibly, yes.
Possibly.
Yeah. Same general flag that you saw there.
Because well, the crest out front, moving slower, wasting time.
What is the symbol again for Broken Crown?
It's literally a broken crown. It's black and purple, and it's like
Yeah.
a cracked, like, tiara or, crown, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a broken crown outpost, that doesn't sound right. And that has an anchor on it.
Once was, but say it again?
Once was here and now is gone. A void therein to gaze upon. The crest out front is not a sign for moving slower, wasting time. Doesn't sound like a broken crown sigil. I believe that's what he's trying to describe, right?
Am I getting back over to the
This was happening as that was happening, so just
Once was here. The old broken crown outpost, as in it was once used but is no longer used.
Right, but that also is abandoned now.
This one right here?
Yeah.
I mean, we can go check.
Well, there's a dude sleeping in front of it, but I don't know. I'm just trying to think. That sounds very easy, but the crest moving slower, wasting time didn't seem to make sense. So if there's
and
other.
how would that be moving slower, wasting time?
Well, that's got an anchor on it.
It has an anchor and a scimitar.
Moving slow. I guess it's not a sign for moving slow, so I guess it's the opposite. Never mind. But do you know what they mean? Broken crown's not really.
The microll den?
Oh. Oh. What did the micro then used to be?
I haven't been there, I don't know.
But it was a building of some kind and then turned into a den?
I have no idea.
Okay. Okay. I like that. Yeah. Anyway, I don't listen. Let's act as if this didn't happen. 'Cause whether you go, something's gonna happen. And if you don't go, something's gonna happen. If you don't go in, like, defiance, something's gonna happen. Can we just go and, like, as if we never saw this thing?
You can go back without me. I have something to attend to here first. But I promise, Tiefling, I promise, I won't go to the microll den. And I won't go to the Broken Crown outpost.
All I'm saying, Erland, is that he's baiting you.
I'm aware. I'm gonna go to Naupa.
What are you doing there?
Sleeping.
It's like 5 o'clock.
Eventually, it'll take some time to get there. I'll have a drink. I'll ask Safira if she knows where he is. I know that he tends to stay there sometimes. And I'm gonna try and formulate some sort of plan to capture him.
I would prefer you put it to rest and just admit he got you, but...
I don't think this is going to stop. And I don't want this to interfere with our actual mission that begins tomorrow.
You don't think he'll stop after... Well, I guess he says he's taking the night off. That implies that the next day is going to... be back to work.
Exactly.
What time is it?
Well, regardless, my best advice is to start setting your own rules for him. Don't follow, don't react.
Where are you staying tonight?
I'm not sure yet.
I would suggest the Upa Ale House. We have friends there.
Okay, I'll think about it.
A little bit of bickering sort of behind you around the corner of the house, and now Graven comes around the corner there, and you see Erland and Orba the horses.
At this point, it's like
I'm with him.
6 or 7.
Yeah, it's like 6:30. Yeah.
I walked with him, I think. Yes.
He stormed away, and you took
Yeah,
a second,
and I
and you
just
followed. Yeah, you're a few
followed
steps behind him.
Yeah, you can. It starts at 7. You can... If we get to town in a half hour, take this theater, you'll be fine. Well, I suggest we get moving if everybody's okay. I have a quick question for you as we get moving.
We should have a plan for at least where we're going to meet.
Upa Ale House.
Tonight?
Yes.
My plan was to be there in half an hour.
Well, let's start
so
heading.
then
We'll
Upa
figure
Ale
it out.
House.
Or nearby, not at the ale house, but at Saren's place.
Oh, right. You've got to go to the joust.
I mean, I don't have to go to the joust, but I do have to get my armor, which
Well,
is
you
that
might
is
as
where
well
the
go
armor
to the
is.
joust. He's going to give it to you afterwards.
Are we all going west tonight?
I'm going to investigate that building first, and then I'm going to head to the Upa Ale House.
The one with the person in front of it.
Yes, he's sleeping.
Okay, I'll go with you.
Well,
Graven,
we're gonna have to
can you
do
stay
something to him.
We'll wait. While
It's
you...
one person who's asleep. I think Safira and I can handle
Okay,
it.
why don't you
All
go?
right, we won't wake him up.
We're gonna be at the horses. Just go do your thing.
Graven, you'll stay with Orba.
We're not traveling yet. We'll travel as a group. Just go do what you gotta do. We'll make less noise.
As soon as that person sees Erland, it's going to be a thing.
No,
We're
but
going
he's
to have to.
he's asleep. We're gonna be. That's our
Go
whole
ahead.
thing.
Go ahead. Go
As
ahead.
soon as Orba says go ahead, Erland's starting to walk.
No, I'll start to walk with him.
Okay. They turn around the corner.
She's gonna just quickly get Graven's mind off the thing and put
How
the.
far away
She's
is
gonna.
the guy?
Look, Raven. Riddle.
How far away is the guy in the building from us right now?
150 feet.
Hi, ding his dog.
Like down the row of houses.
I think it's tough.
Look.
Maybe
I'm
200
keeping
feet.
eyes.
So there's.
And with Orba trying to distract him, that is where we will take a break.
Distraction.
Oh no!
Distraction.
I mean, I'm offering to go kill that
like a
guy
little
for you, is
carrot
what
in
I'm
front of
offering.
That is where we are going to take a
We
break.
don't want you to kill that guy, Graven.
You wanted me to kill the other 12, but not this one.
Okay.
Not that one.
Okay.
Plenty more left to come,
My
but we
goodness.
must take a break first to
Fine.
recharge our batteries, get our voices back after a bit of yelling. Awesome job, everybody! Thank you guys so much for joining us. Are you waving something?
Yeah. So I just want to be sure. I'll double check because I missed some notifications. Oh,
Mind of
and
Madness 6.
thank you. Mind of Madness 6 just subscribed. We also got Stugforce subscribing. Easy B88 subscribed, and then Azura White just gifted 2. At least I have to again go back and check our mods, but gifted another 2 subs, which is just fantastic. They've gifted so many things.
Wow, your support means the world to us. Seriously,
you.
we hope you're enjoying. I don't know if you guys were able to follow the chat, but it was hot in here. It was a little spicy.
Spicy.
Oh, I thought you meant you were just like watching chat.
Oh,
while
no,
we
yeah,
all
while we were
arguing.
And I was just like,
Oh, spicy.
That's true. He crazy.
yeah, that's mine. So thank you very much.
Thank you
if I
guys,
miss somebody, I will find them
Yeah,
at the break
we'll
and
make
I'll
sure.
shout you out. So thank you.
Awesome, thank you guys so much. We'll be back after a brief break. Once again, Too Long Didn't Watch in the video and the
Chapter 1
lore recap for anyone kind of diving in or wondering kind of the biggest backstory moments of the campaign. We will see you in 15 on the right back.
Oh.
See you there.
Stay, please.
I need to.
Here we go.
Welcome back, everybody, to a particularly contested episode of A Peek Beneath the Veil. We return to chapter 95. And we've not yet returned to Wampiranina, still working our way back, but before we do so, Erland and Safira have begun to creep along the shoreline there toward the sort of meeting hall. Erland sort of knows it as a meeting hall because he saw the interior of it that has the anchor and scimitar flag of the Wampiranina Militia Reserve. So you're getting closer and closer, creeping toward this man, sleeping against the thing. Same person that you saw before. It doesn't look like there was a change of shifts or anything like that. You do notice as you're walking along the shore there are now that they've come in off the piers, not a lot, but people wandering around. You're not alone with this person sort of at the end of this little row of houses. You would be out in the open.
So stomping him before we sort of get up there. What was your plan?
Well, I didn't expect this many crabbers to be around.
Okay, so what do you do about that?
I think we wake him up.
You think we wake him up?
Suggest we go inside.
Well, we have 2 problems here, Erland. If we wake him up, and I kind of wanted to take a look over at Graven to see if he's looking.
They're at the horses at the moment.
Yeah.
He's looking down the row of houses. Yeah.
No, I just mean,
think
is
you
he
said you
looking
were
at
watching
the
them.
guy?
Yeah, he's watching.
Yeah, he's looking. Yeah.
You are looking? Okay. If we wake this guy up, Graven is going to get involved. And it's going to be a problem. And I don't think we can do that. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm saying I don't think we can, because he's watching us. Sorry.
Do you think he's going to kill this person in broad daylight?
I don't know, but I do think he's going to cause a scene, and I don't think it's worth it. So I think if we go in from behind. Are there windows? And I'm going to take a look to scope out the
To the meeting hall?
behinds.
Yes. He's not in there, just to reiterate. He's like...
No, he's outside.
Yeah, he's on the porch. But yes, there are windows to the...
Look,
the
if we can be
meeting.
quiet, Erland,
why don't you go-
through a window?
Why don't you go tell him that I'm going to go have a nice chat?
Erland, please. It's not going to work. Not today. Truly, he won't. He's not going to be tractable.
Graven has fucked up enough of this whole Marvin Bishop thing.
Erland, I know you don't have to say it to me. I'm angry too. But the problem is we have to be productive with where we place that rage. And right now, going up to that guy just because you want to, regardless of what he's going to do, is not smart. Don't let your anger get the better of you too. Please, seriously, I can't do with both of you.
When did we start doing the thing that wasn't right?
Erland,
Because one of us was stupid.
It's not worth debating. It's not a conversation we can have right now. You can't do it.
So
It's
then
not an
Marvin just
option.
gets away and we let everyone die.
That already happened, Erland.
If we ask where they're staying, if we ask where they're going, if we ask where they reside in Mukmu, we at least gain
Erland,
some information.
Marvin is no longer the way in. I know he matters to you. I'm sorry.
The way into what?
The way in to figure out the head of the snake. I know, you want to rescue him. I wanted to rescue him too.
I'm talking about activating volatile myconid extract.
Erland, I know. This is the whole reason I'm here. I abandoned everything and everyone I know because I think it is so important to stop this thing. You cannot tell me that you think it's more important than I do. I know,
If
Erland.
it's so important, then go convince the Goliath that what I'm about to do is a good idea.
Erland, I can't. I can't convince him of anything right now. I tried. You tried too. Please, Erland, please. I'm actually begging you, and I don't do this. We're on the same team. I need to be on the same team with you. There's another way we can do this. Let's go in through the back.
I'm going to turn around and walk back straight towards Graven.
Okay.
So, when you went to the den...
Goliath.
I'm going to get close enough so that the crabbers can't hear me.
Sure.
I'm gonna go wake that man up and torture him to find out where Marvin Bishop is. Are you gonna stop me?
Do you want to help?
No.
I'd rather supervise, but
Supervision's fine. Are you going to interfere?
no.
Good.
I'm going to turn back around and start walking towards him.
I'm going to follow
Who are you
him.
going with?
I was
Okay.
kind of watching the conversation, like
Yeah,
to see.
you were there. Who are you going? Are you staying with Orba? Orba's there at the horses. Are you going with them?
If they're both going,
Graven says he's following him. Yeah.
I'm gonna take a step back and go be with Orba. I don't want to leave Orba alone.
Okay. There with Orba at the horses. Orba like mid showing the piece of paper. Swear, you want to take a look?
I'm gonna kind of put my hand on like Orba's back and
Maybe if we make them do things together, we can sort it out. All right, it's not my best idea.
That seems incredibly unlikely.
Well, but I don't know what to do. I'm a bit worried about this. I have no control of either of them. Not that I need control, but I'd like to have predictability would be good.
Sure.
That would be good. This is a problem, I think.
I don't think it's a problem. I do think
think
we
it
need
might be
to
a
get
problem.
distance from what happened today because I understand it sucked.
I don't think we need distance from it. I think we need clarity, right? The problem, what happened today, is we were all on different pages, right?
No, we weren't on different pages.
I mean,
We
Erland
didn't-
and Graven were, for sure. And I was. Absolutely we were.
I think
We would
everybody
have kept going after him.
I think everybody is extremely upset right now.
Well,
And
yeah.
despite the fact that we did almost everything right in the closed circumstance of that scout,
yeah.
in the closed circumstance, external factors took us off the rails.
Orba, you're right. You're absolutely right. Please tell them that. They think it's their fault. They think it's someone else's fault. Graven thinks that it's everyone else's fault, or he thinks it's all his fault. I can't tell. But either way, it's fucking him up in the head. Look, if they're angry, we can't make good decisions. I fell victim to it too. You're the level head. You're our leader here. We're here for you. I'm here for you. Right?
So should I talk to them before they tortured this guy or after they tortured this guy?
and I'm gonna kind of look and
Yeah, you look over. We're gonna follow the action for a second. So, are you catching up to Erland, or you're just following him?
Yeah, I'm catching up.
Okay. He's like a step behind you as he sort of catches. Just
What is
it's
your-
not that far, so you have a moment. here
And
to say
there's lots
something.
of people out here.
There's a dozen people sort of milling generally about this area.
Do you have an idea of how to get him inside without anybody really noticing?
I'm going to wake him up and ask him to step inside with me. I'm his target.
He knows who you are,
I
right?
know. Or he's gonna run into the woods and we'll torture him there.
Oh my god.
Do you think maybe I should do it?
No, he doesn't know who you are. We want
This
him to know
gets
who I am.
half an hour.
Oh, less time than that.
Good.
This poor guy.
Don't
Unless you stop, you're gonna be there in 5 seconds.
Don't kill him until I say so.
And I'm gonna crouch down in front of him.
That's my thing.
Okay. This is in view of people at the moment.
Great.
Yeah, this.
I'm gonna sort of tap him on the shoulder. Wakey, wakey, friend. How about we step inside briefly and have a conversation?
And I'll kind of get myself into view, like standing up tall.
You're not supposed to be here.
I'm aware of that. How about we go inside?
If you don't turn around and leave right now, there won't be any meeting this evening.
The meeting is right now. Go inside.
The meeting's at 8.
Your friends have left you.
Have they now?
Yes. All 12 of them in a cart with Marvin Bishop. They were at the cabin about an hour southwest of here, yes?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, buddy. But it got abandoned.
17.
Okay. You know where they were. So what then?
Where are they heading without you?
There's only 2 people who know where they'd be heading, and I can assure you that the guy they sent for lookout is not one of them.
Were you not traveling with them?
I was.
Where were you in Mukmu?
Where was I in Mukmu?
Were you with them in Mukmu?
Yeah.
Where were you staying?
We stayed at the inns in Mukmu, but that's not where they're gonna be going.
Where? Who would know where they're going?
Let's see, there's Wiley and Dilara. One of them.
Which one's Wiley?
He describes him to you. That's the man that you spoke with.
And the other name?
Dilara. She's second in command.
Do I recognize her from the ambush?
No.
Was she traveling with them? Was she at the cabin?
Probably, yeah. Look, if I don't report back to them, then you're fucked.
Oh. I hope you have somewhere to stay because they've all left you.
If they fucked off, and I believe you, and I'm not saying that I do, I'm supposed to report to either Katil or Netter's Nook. And I don't mind telling you that because it gets you fuck all.
Who's in Katil, who's in Netter's Nook?
There's general voids in those places, big populations. I'm supposed to wait there until I get word.
From whom?
From either Wiley or Dilara.
All right.
You fucked it all up, didn't you?
Good. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, sure.
And leans back against the door there.
I'm gonna look at Erland. Are you moving away from the...
Does Toll of the Dead make sound in real life, or...
I believe it does make an audible noise. I don't think it's inside their head.
Yeah, it rings around them.
Fills the air around them, yeah. It makes it actually audible.
It makes a doll.
How many people are around right now?
I mean, close by, 3 or 4. Along this coast, again, like a dozen people.
You believe there's more?
Are you having this conversation right next to him, or did you step away for a second?
I mean, I'm waiting
Okay,
for...
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
looking for his move.
Can we see them from where we're standing?
Yeah.
If I see Graven reach for his amulet, if I see him reach, I know his back's probably to me, but if I see him reach for this upper chest area,
Okay.
I'm gonna start walking over.
Okay.
Safira's oblivious. They'll work
for
it
another
out.
bird
It's
to talk to.
fine.
Anything else I can help you with?
That's it, thank you. I'm gonna turn around.
Okay, start to walk down.
I know you want to take it out on somebody. I understand that.
If you get in my way again, that person will be you. I'm gonna keep walking.
Doesn't take you long to go down the length of the shore there. Graven walks by the Safira's poster there on the, in the house along
How
there.
close am I to it?
Oh,
You'd have to deviate 5 feet to your left. There's a couple people looking at it.
I would see you.
Yeah, she would see you do
I'm
it.
going for it.
You're going for it? You'd have to push past kind of 2 people that are there.
Excuse me. Anyone? Information?
Well, I was just reading it.
I'll put it right in his face. Turn around.
I was reading.
Rip it up. Shrugs to the guy next to him. You see Graven rip it up. The two of them make their way back to the horses.
I'm gonna kind of look at Orba as, like, to her when I see him doing it, like.
I say, no leads.
And
Back to
Safira's
the
gonna,
city.
like, take a few steps back and just, like, trail to the back of the group and, like, not say anything to anyone.
I'm hopping on a horse.
Okay.
I'm assuming you'll be riding with Erland, Safira?
Sorry, we care what I think? Oh, yeah, sure. No, yeah, why not?
I'll get up on my horse and put a hand out.
I'll take your hand.
Pair off on the horses. Kick up a little bit. A little bit of rock and stone trailing behind you as the horses kick up a little bit of dust. And you move first just a little bit westward to get back to that T that sort of stretches out toward the coast. Get to it. Take a right there and just start to work your way in the direction of Wamparani Na. City limits, not too far away. You pass a number of people on the road. Again, it's not terribly late. People still coming and going from the city along this fairly busy path. Don't see anyone that you recognize as far as your travels take you. A little bit of time passes, and slowly some of the buildings there along the south end start to come into view. Offices of the Broken Crown, soup kitchen, the bridge there over the Nuvika River. You can see the docks of the short ports off to the right as they stretch out into the ocean. Get a little closer. A little bit of time passes. Yeah. Was there something?
Yeah, as we're riding, can Orba just get Graven's attention quickly and hold the note back up?
All right.
I don't wish to dwell on this long. I just, when you went to the MacLeod den, what was that building formerly occupied as?
I don't know if I know that. I know who owns it.
But was it a public building or like a home before it was?
I believe it was just, it belonged to...
You don't know. As far as Shay's owned it, as
Shay's
long
owned it.
as long as you're aware of it.
Yes. She opened it up almost as a humanitarian thing for the city. Before that, I don't know.
So there would be no crest or signage outside, correct?
Do I remember any signage out front?
There was no signs at all. It kept pretty silent. It was like a brick building, had like a brick base, but yeah, it did not have any welcome to the micro.
And there
Very
was
simple.
no crest could also mean hill. There was no hill at the front of the house. It was leveled, or
A void therein.
it's not capitalized.
That would be pretty obvious. To gaze upon. A void therein to gaze upon. Something to look through, a hole to look through. No.
It's okay. I thought maybe the MacLeod den could be the place.
Well, that's what moving slow and wasting time definitely signifies micro.
Right.
Micro.
But I don't know. Some of
A
it.
crest out front is not a sign.
Right. Well, we don't have to dwell on it too much longer. I tried to give Erland at least some drive to not let this thing go necessarily, but to neither take the bait or blatantly disregard it, and to just kind of continue on.
Is it worth copying that over onto another piece of parchment and ripping that one up, you think?
It would be the safest option, yes.
Is it too bumpy on the horse, or...?
Yeah, probably.
It would be a little messy.
I'd probably stab myself with my...
Oh god.
Don't do that.
Well,
It's a pretty short note. I can certainly say you can commit the details to memory, like the riddle, if you...
yeah, let's say that.
Sure. let's say that. We'll say you can easily commit the riddle to memory and tear up the note if that's what you had in mind, or you could wait to actually copy it word for word.
No, Orba's gonna take a second to try to commit that to memory. Okay. And then, I'm assuming the horses are right next to one another, right?
Yeah, you guys, I think, are just a couple steps ahead.
I believe I've looked at this enough to remember the riddle. Would you like to do the honors of destroying it?
I don't care.
You don't want to do it?
No.
Okay, I'll do it. Orba will tear it up and...
Sure. So
I don't want to do it, so it feels so nice.
I'm going to say that you were able to definitely commit the riddle to memory, so I'll tear off the other part. I mean, you remember the gist of it. Yeah, you have certainly the gist of it.
I already copied it, duh.
Yeah.
I never get
The
it.
physical.
Okay. Got it.
And you guys start to get to basically the bridge there over the Navika River with the Broken Crown on your left, the Amberbelly Soup Kitchen on your right. You're back in Wampiranina after a long ride south. It's about 7-ish at this point.
You need to go.
Yes, I'd like to go get my armor.
Okay.
And I am definitely going to have to take the steed away there and back. My horse is here. We may
All of our horses are here, so we're either going to hire somebody to take them to Naupa in the morning, or to whoever stays behind can take more than one.
Right. Who else? Is nobody else coming west right now, tonight, and staying? And now
I'm coming west. I need to stop by the deck first.
Are you not coming west?
Well, I will stay with you. Where were you planning to go?
I didn't have a plan. Oh, Palomar Franco, we wanted to look at his wares, right? We believe he might have some useful things.
Right, I need to rest.
I can go with you if you want me to go with you.
It's at midnight on the east, so we would most likely be traveling in the morning to the west, is the thing.
Oh, right. Well, you can't be alone.
I mean...
No, you can't... Orba, please,
I will come
it's
back
not us to
tonight.
stay.
I will come back tonight. I'll take the steeder there and back, and I will stay here tonight.
I was hoping to stay in Naupa.
You're welcome to do so.
Why don't we all stay in the Uber?
Okay,
We need
then
to be...
we don't...
To make that gold we wanted to, we need to be back here early in the morning.
Right. Okay.
That's why I say, come with me now to Naupa, and we will come back this night.
Hold on, wait. What?
You want to, what, sleep at the deck?
Yes.
Oh, I thought...
We go to Naupa now, I get my armor, we come back shortly after that, you can possibly see Franco.
Uh-huh.
And we get a good rest and get up to make some gold in the morning.
And then...
And then we have to take the steeder way back.
all the way to the west.
Yes.
Okay, he did say he wanted to sleep in Naupa. A short visit wouldn't suffice, it's a night.
That's where I'm resting this evening.
Why don't we stay as a group and stay in Naupa?
We'll miss out on Franco, but
Yes, that's
I
disappointing.
don't know if we would have had enough to trade for anything with him anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Let's get to Naupa and then we'll see
So we'll
if we think we could make it back.
maybe ask at the stables if somebody can escort our horses to be at Naupa by a certain time tonight.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no.
All these
The group falls into awkward silence.
All these things can happen. And we can still come back here to see Franco tonight.
I suppose. Yeah. If we want to pay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Okay. So for now, baby steps. We're gonna get you to Naupa,
Yes.
and we're staying in Naupa. Those are the things we know.
So we're staying in the Uber, and Orba, are you coming with us?
Were you asking something?
Yes. 6 hours on horseback from one to the other, right?
Yes.
Hour and a half between townships.
So
So
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
Yeah, 4.5 hours.
Okay.
4.5. What I'm saying is, sorry,
Fucking Jesus. Okay.
we want to be back in the east.
Yeah.
To make money in the morning.
And buy things at night.
Yes.
Right. So
Yeah.
I think the only person who's staying in Naupa is Erland. I think.
Oh, you can't stay alone.
That's
Are you guys riding generally in the direction of, because you guys are riding back to the stables at the moment, right?
Yeah.
You take a right after the bridge. You
Yeah.
head generally towards the deck because that's where the stables are. So first heading there because I think you said you were heading there anyway.
Is there a way for me to, like, in any way kind of pull Erland aside
You're
a
on
little
the
bit?
same horse.
Yeah, you're on the
I
same
guess we're
horse.
the-
You
I
can
guess,
drop back
yeah.
a couple steps.
I'm gonna drop back a little
There's
bit
noise
so that I
along
can
the
kind
streets
of-
here, yeah.
Erland, I don't feel comfortable leaving Orba alone with him right now. So I want to come with you. I want to help you, but I feel torn because I'm torn right now between two jobs that I feel I have.
What's the second job?
To protect Orba.
Your first job is to protect Orba.
Right, you're right, but...
Your only job is to protect Orba.
Oh, Erland, then why were you so interested in saving Marvin Bishop? That doesn't, to me, seem to have anything to do with protecting Orba. Erland, I'm your ally. Don't pick a fight with me right now. You'll have no friends.
I don't know if it's wise. If Shakar stays in Naupa, we need to be there.
Erland, I agree, and I think this guy is going to be a problem, but I think the bigger problem we have is traveling with us right now.
Oh boy.
We deal with him first.
All right. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
At this point, you guys have basically gotten to the deck, which even if you were headed to Steerway, you'd be passing by it anyway, sort of along the shore there. And it stands in your return, as it always does, as sort of effervescent hub of social activity for the citizens of the township. You've found yourself to be a little something in between both citizens and people just passing through, not quite regulars, not quite drifters, recognizing the faces of some of the townsfolk that linger by the windows, but not necessarily always by name. You see that same bard that sort of plays his fiddle by the door, collecting bits of copper as people pass in and out of the deck. And also, as you pass by those sort of first open windows, the windows themselves aren't open, the curtains are drawn as you're passing by there to head to the stables on horseback. Graven catches sight of someone that he recognizes, a face that he hasn't seen in a little bit, but spoke to through written correspondence. A man in a sort of brownish, reddish poncho, schlubby, but with energy as he sits there having a drink with someone inside the tavern. So he doesn't see you, but he's at the window. He's having an ale. You can see him through the window of the all hands on
I'm
deck.
sorry, I committed the sin just then. It is Villapon, right?
It is indeed.
Okay.
You did, Cardinal
Gotta keep my mouth shut. All right.
Willapont Villaby.
He's inside the deck.
Yes, he's on the other side of the window. Yes,
Okay.
he's inside the deck.
Oh, God, everything all at once.
Oh my god.
Are you guys?
We don't have anything.
Putting your horses.
Yeah, we have everything on us at this point. I don't think we have anything left in the rooms.
Does Erland have anything in the room?
Nope.
I don't think
Saddlebags back in
I think we
Naupa.
had all our stuff.
I have my plant.
Okay.
It was in
Can't forget the plant.
Yeah.
There's somebody I should talk to real quick before I leave here.
Okay. Go ahead. I will investigate how much money it costs to have the horses ferried, just so we have the information.
Okay.
Who's that?
He's a private investigator.
Oh, does he know where Shakar is?
I could ask.
Could you ask?
I paid him for
Well, if he's
up until tonight, I think.
is he like friendly with you? I could offer, and I'm kind of like pulling out my coin purse.
He's worked for gold for me, certainly.
Well, I have gold if you want to ask him about Shakar.
It cost about 50 or 60 gold a day.
Wow. Right. I mean, we need to find this guy. So
We're
he
leaving
knows.
tomorrow.
Exactly.
So that's not worth it because we won't be here for him to report back to.
I'll see what.
Just see if he knows
if
anything.
anything rings a bell.
If we can toss him something now for
Yes.
information he has, then I'm willing to do that.
Got it.
So who is going inside?
I'm going inside.
Erland and Graven and going inside. Safira, you staying?
Yeah, I'll stay out just because I asked. Just
at the
because I'm
stables,
assuming that I'll be ready with my little coin purse just in case.
Got a
he
little bit
needs-
of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orba's actually gonna follow Erland.
In? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you staying outside, Safira?
Oh
Even
yeah, I
though
was
Orba's-
just
okay.
waiting with Graven, so and if he needs money, then I have it.
Graven's going inside. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm confused. I'm following
Everybody's
Graven.
going
Everyone's
inside.
going
Hey,
inside.
welcome to the deck,
Yay. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
So you guys head inside, you push through the door, and a little bit of that noise kind of washes over you, the interior lower portion of the bar. When you head inside, looks like Brick's Raven is at it again. He's kind of circling up near the ceiling.
Oh, no.
And you hear fists banging on tables. Caw, caw, caw! The chorus of people moving sort of
gone.
throughout the bar as they're watching the birds circle along the ceiling. It does kind of one more big circle around the bar, and then it lands right on Erland's shoulder. And it looks around, and there's kind of a hey! And outstretched hands kind of come from all directions as people like hold out
no way
their
I still have
half-drunk
talked to
ales.
animals.
No, it's only like 10 minutes,
No.
I think.
I was so excited.
The saddest fuck in the bar!
What?
There's like
And
shaking.
Safira just kind of,
tankards.
because she's gonna take the beer.
You take one?
Because
I'm all right, thank you.
Oh, there's like a chorus of like.
Safira's gonna kind of gently
oh.
like give him like a little tap. It's alright, it's free.
There's another chorus of cheers.
And I'll immediately put it on the table next to me.
I was gonna say if I could take that opportunity to like get away from that group
Okay.
and
Yeah.
make it over to Village.
We'll say that you can, yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't participating in the kind of cheering of, and the bird. He's having kind of just a quiet conversation with someone across the table from him.
Is there a spot like near him or across? or
It's a
next to?
two-person table. I mean, you could stand next to him.
Hello. Yeah, I'll get within his eye line there.
Sure. You see him kind of just out of the corner of his eye, just clock your presence, and then he kind of, hey buddy, why don't you fuck off for a bit, right? And the person sort of, all right, gets up, moves across the bar, pushes through some of the people,
Graven gives
without-
an impressed nod, like.
and without looking at you, Villapont starts to talk. The vagrants of Wamparani Na have had their interest in your whereabouts lessened as of late. A sign, perhaps, that the depth of excrement that you found yourself in has subsided to a manageable degree. Have a seat.
Plop down.
I hope you don't mind I took a reprieve from investigating the Mr. 2 situation any further.
I'm gonna take a look around as he says that.
Don't worry, they're not here. I didn't want to find myself in a similar panic-stricken situation, especially given the history that I've shared between myself and Ms. Uberti. That being said, I know Thorsten's been itching to find you. Not sure if he's dug anything up or if he's outright hit a wall. He thought you might have skipped town without saying goodbye.
I couldn't really speak with anyone, including yourself, for a while there.
Yeah, I got that. I hope Segra was of service.
She was. I found Mr. 2.
Did you now?
I don't even know if he's still here, but he has a carrion crawler in the shitter in the old Broken Crown outpost.
I say this very rarely, but that is of news to me.
I went in down there.
Well done, Detective Graven.
Oh.
It caught me unawares and nearly killed me. I woke to find him with an explosive glyph around me, and he forced me to attune to a ring that could kill me. And he made me find a way of destroying something in that room of safe deposit. That was his task for me. I don't know what it did.
Huh.
What
was the item?
It was a green crystal about yay big.
I feel like I've seen it before. I've been down there.
There were
Can't
two.
say I know exactly what it is. You know who your best bet is if you're not averse to paying a visit to a sad old friend. But Thorsten's got connections with some of the old guard at the Broken Crown. I think he knows the guy that set up the room of safe deposit to begin with.
I don't have much more time to spend on this. I have to leave the city within the next 12 hours.
Your priorities seem to change at a whim, my friend.
Yes, lots of things converging at once here, it seems. I am nearly happy to just walk away from all of this, but could you just warn Thorsten that Mr. 2 might still be here and that he is dangerous?
I can do that. You don't want to tell him yourself?
There's lots of moving pieces right now. I don't know if I have time.
All right. I pray that whatever horrors occupied your time last night did not impede your rendezvous with Pockets. And I speak figuratively, of course, because I saw you board the Samicha this morning.
No, yes, that was very helpful, and it's successful, yes.
You look pleased.
Thrilled. I don't know if I'm going to make it back to this city anytime soon, but if I do, I owe you. And one other thing. We ran into some trouble just south of here now with a tiefling, and I'll describe him.
Mr. Shikar Murtis. I know the man.
He's after one of my traveling companions. I don't know why. But he almost got us killed. And another thing that I would love to leave behind here, but it may follow us.
So what, you want to arrange a meeting? Get clued into a place that he'll be at? Regale me with specifics.
I believe he's staying in Naupa.
I think he's based there, but it's not always where you'll find him.
That's where we'll be leaving from around noon. If somehow we could have a meeting with him shortly before that.
Well, I ain't overly interested in sending someone to their death if there's bad blood embedded in those words.
Then you better forget it.
Forgotten!
Thank you for everything.
I wish you luck.
Aww.
It's been a pleasure.
Same.
If I was trying to,
Yes.
because I was assuming that I wanted to like be behind him to like offer him money, would I have heard some of that conversation?
It's
or
pretty
no?
loud in
It's
here.
pretty
Give me
loud,
a
okay.
perception check. We'll say you could have scooted a little closer
I
to try
wanted
and
to
overhear some of
be
it.
close, not even for the intention of eavesdropping,
Yeah,
just
no.
so that if he wanted to ask me for
Yep.
money, I could be there.
I understand. Yep.
And that explanation doesn't make that roll of a 6 any better.
Yeah, so the Graven and Villapont, as Villapont does, I mean, he's a little bombastic, but when he speaks in sort of important details, he tends to lower his volume. You don't pick up on much. Okay. There's a couple words that kind of stand out to you. You do hear Graven say the name Shakar, so you do. It does sound like he at least brought him up
And
at
like
some point.
body language wise, if I had heard the word Shakar, and then like saw him afterwards be like, okay, no. Like,
you
would
definitely
I see him, like,
saw
from
him.
the back of his head, could I tell he was like, oh, okay.
I would
Do you know
say,
what I mean?
yeah. No,
No, I mean like him shaking his head or something.
I would say, based generally on the body language, it seemed like he had at least heard the name before, that he
Okay.
knew who that was at the very least. I don't know that you got much more than that.
Okay, and I was talking more about Graven's body language, but
Oh, when Graven...
I mean like when he.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were...
I meant like, did I?
She
do
wants
I
to know
kind of
exactly what I
see-
said.
Yes, I
Couldn't
do.
tell what he said.
No, but do I kind of see that he's like coming away from the interaction, saying like, no, okay.
I would say
not at
Graven's
all.
pretty stoic about it in general. Okay. Yeah, his body language is fairly, throughout the conversation, is pretty...
So I don't know. Okay.
With 6, no.
I would also like to say that as soon as he walked over to Villapont, Orba is gonna go up to Erland, if that's okay.
Okay, I think Erland was headed to the stairs. Were you heading
To the
up
bar.
to the room? Oh, headed to the bar? Okay, we'll say you follow Erland to the bar while Safira is kind of over by Villapont.
post up at the bar.
Okay.
With my left hand sort of in my cloak.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm interrupting something, but could we have like a chat in your room briefly for a moment, please?
My room here?
Yeah.
Oh. So you do want to have a go at me. I'm going to sort of knock on the bar. Excuse me. Yes. Has anyone been looking for Erland by any chance?
No.
Have you seen Deldoon around?
No.
All right, thank you. Shall we?
Sure.
I'm going to head upstairs.
Okay. You guys head upstairs. Find your way to Erland's old room 3B.
So that's the one that doesn't have the plant. Okay, got it.
Wait.
I think I put it. Oh, I gave it to you in
Oh,
your
you still have the keys for both.
Whatever.
You can find.
Yeah.
We've all been switched around.
My musical
Yeah.
cries.
In any-
Right across the room.
Yes, they're literally 3 rooms down.
I'm going to sit down.
Can I sit next to you? Okay.
I was gonna sit next to him.
I'm not here to have a go at you. I don't know why you would think that, but I did want to say, you know, you said something to me once when I was very frustrated and very angry with myself and with certain events. And you told me that your training helped you figure out when to strike. And to strike true when you do. Today was not one of those times, Erland. And I truly think that barring any of the chaos that interfered, it still would not have been the time that we would have Marvin today. And I want you to hear that because I can understand that you're very disappointed and you're very angry and a lot went wrong. But don't blame yourself and don't blame your companions if you can.
The Goliath is going to get us killed.
Erland,
He is.
please, you and I both know that we have all made decisions that have almost gotten all of us killed. We have all individually gotten so lost in what we want and need that we lose sight. And that's okay,
Why are we trying to save him?
Erland.
He's killed countless. He can barely control himself. His god takes over whenever he likes. He's killed villages. He's killed thousands of innocent people as far as we know. And yet I've got this thing on my finger because I thought it was important to save his life. Why?
Why are you discrediting him all of a sudden? He's been with us for a month. And all of a sudden, just because one day things don't turn out okay, one thing doesn't go correctly?
Our interests have been aligned thus far. They have been. He cares about you. He protects you. But the decisions he made today lead me to believe that he doesn't actually care what happens in this world and what happens outside of himself. If that chimera, if he has an opportunity to kill that chimera in exchange for your life, I think he chooses the chimera. And so I ask again, why are we trying to save someone who has murdered countless in exchange for what?
Erland, I believe it is you who said that our past is our past. Need I remind you how...
Yes, but
You
his
keep-
present actions are affecting us now. His past isn't done yet. My past is.
Is it?
Mine?
Yeah. I'm asking you genuinely. Your past is here, Erland.
I laid in waste for years without speaking to anyone outside of the halls, outside of the walls of Atonement's End. Years.
Sure, but
Because of one silly thing, one stupid thing, where no one got hurt, where no one even knew about it, and frankly, where I was set up.
if your past is over,
Listen.
Erland, then what is this? And she's gonna take his arm, which is still
you're still whatever the fuck it's called.
Sexist.
You're still sexist.
Yeah, I mean,
Sexist?
I was
like, I'm still sexist.
Such a sexist.
It's,
Famous.
yeah, again,
Yeah.
it's not like
Famous sexist.
overblown, but the veins are popping a little bit. The skin's a little discolored, a little pale.
This is new to me. This is new to me.
I understand. But what I am saying is just because it is in your past does not mean it is influencing your future.
Sure. What I told you about in terms of leaving the past behind, it's called atonements. End. No one died, no one got hurt, I was set up, and yet I'm thrown in a prison. The Goliath goes around killing and killing for years. No punishment. In fact, he now has 3 friends who are going to help him out of this. Is that fair? Is that the person we're fighting for?
Yeah.
Why? You've yet to give me a good reason.
Because it's Graven.
You're naive. You see the best in people. It's very sweet. But it will get you hurt, Tiefling. It will get you hurt. He's been hired to protect you. He has been hired to protect you.
Think about what I've said. I want you to calm down. And I want you to be a part of the team again.
I'll play nice. I'm a part of the team. Cliff is my boss. You're my boss.
That tone is not what is included in this job.
I won't do anything to negatively affect the mission. But I will be watching him to make sure he doesn't hurt you.
Watching is fine.
Good. Then we have an understanding. Think about it. He's Graven isn't a very good reason.
I try, Erland, I really do. And Orba's gonna get up and she's gonna go.
Down in the bar area, Graven, after your conversation, where have you headed?
Still don't understand who's coming with me right now.
I was
You look around, Erland and Orba are gone.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
You see
You haven't
Safira.
been abandoned.
No, I know. I don't mean that.
still
I
here.
just mean like, am I leaving right now on my own?
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Wait, were you saying that to me?
What?
No, I'm saying it to like, I'm just saying it like perception. Yep. It's a good one. 22, I think.
22.
Yeah.
Okay. As you're kind of looking around, you see Safira, and she's gotten a little closer to the
And
table.
I'm kind of
Yeah, she's not trying to hide herself.
as though I'm like.
In addition to that, you scan the room just a little bit, top. You seeing the tops of people's heads as you're sort of towering over them a little bit. And on the other side of the bar, you see Brick, who you've talked to and seen a number of times. He catches your gaze as you're looking, and he sort of gives you a motion.
Okay, and I'll walk over.
You walk over to the bar. You watch Graven.
If I see him walking, can I kind of? No.
You can. You can intercept him. You're close by.
Anything?
Yes and no. It looks like he wanted me.
It was time sensitive, Graven.
Yeah, for everyone. Just a second.
Safira's like, she kind of throws up her hands as though she's trying to make a scene about it. And then
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to storm up to the room.
Okay, you start to enter the room. You sort of weasel your way in between 2 people at the bar.
I had a message for you. Someone came by. Mr. Franco, Mr. Palomer Franco.
Okay.
Came by about an hour ago.
Great.
Said he had a message for a Goliath, matched your likeness. I'm supposed to tell you that something came up for tonight. That if you want to take a look at what he's got, come by as soon as you can.
Okay.
Didn't give no specifics, so I assume you know what he was on about.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Do I see the huffy last steps up the stairs there?
That conversation took
Safira's
very
just on the
short.
top step.
Yeah.
Stomp, stomp,
Yeah.
stomp.
She's like waiting for a couple people to come down the stairs.
Everyone seems to be headed up there. I'll go up.
Okay.
Yep.
You get to you follow Safira kind of up the stairs. I mean, if Orba was leaving the room,
And Safira, knowing that they might be having a private conversation as they're coming up, Safira and Graven are coming up.
you hear her on the other side of the door, just as you're like reaching for the door.
I just don't want to interrupt you.
Like a parent making sure they're not looking under.
Yes. I am coming down.
Why were you
with
not doing
this.
your own voice? There's someone here for you.
Were you trying to pretend to be someone else, Safira?
Like extras. Why are you doing a woman's voice?
All right.
Why don't you just knock, Safira?
I mean,
You can hear
yeah.
her on the inside.
Yeah, Orba's gonna open the door. Orba's gonna give the mildest, like, shrug.
I need my plant.
Okay.
Okay, so you're right.
Slight change, but Franco wouldn't be able to do midnight. We could go see him right now.
Does that work with you, or would you like to go and I just go by myself?
I'm already going to miss the joust, but I do want to make sure that I get there in.
Okay, get your armor. Yes, yes.
As interested as I am in the Paloma Franco stuff, seriously, did he say anything about knowing where Shakar was?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's vaguely aware of him being in Naupa, yes, but no, nothing more specific than that.
Are we able to hire him to find him? To find Shakar?
Not in the next 12 hours, no.
Is he booked up? I mean, we can pay. Should I go talk to him?
And Safira's gonna kind of.
I told him our
I'll be back,
timeline.
and I'm gonna walk out, and I'm gonna go try to see if I can't find Villapon.
Okay, you head back downstairs while she's heading down.
This Franco.
Well, he has magic items, possibly very valuable, helpful ones.
All right. I don't have any money.
Well, that's the thing. He's mostly interested in trading. So if we have any items that we are willing to part with, we can trade. And also, he might be able to fill up my urn, the ashes from my urn. I don't know if he can, but it's worth a shot. If you think he will trade with just me as your representative, I'm happy to go so you can go and get your armor.
What I'm saying is, at this point, I might as well just pick up my armor tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's an option.
Yes. It's going to have to be.
Oh, jousting sounded fun.
I know, it's too late for that anyway. But my point is, we stay here, we rest, we earn the gold in the morning. He still wants to go.
Still to Naupa then. I guess you can see if Safira is willing to keep you company.
We need to find him before we leave, or he'll muck up the actual mission.
You think he would leave and follow us to the north? Really?
Look what he's done already.
Well, this is all in a city. This is days north.
He spends his time at an inn. He flutters around. He won't be missed.
Okay, I mean, I won't question you. That just surprises me.
Without a magical way to find us, he'll have to track us the natural way. And if he's really that interested in following us like that, then we will be ready for him.
Look, it's worse than I already thought it was. And I don't want to make that mistake again.
Why? Okay.
This escalated from a drunk man yelling at me in a bar to following us into the middle of the woods and ruining something rather significant.
What we can do, I believe the Franco thing has afforded us some flexibility. So why don't we all get to Naupa tonight and sleep there? You and I can take the Steederway in the morning. It'll be free. We'll take it in the morning, earn our gold in the respective locations, and then head back to Naupa also in the Steeder.
Fine.
When do you need to go to Naupa? Immediately?
Anytime tonight. I want to ask around. I want to find out if Shakar's there.
Because we could also save some gold by not having somebody take our horses if 2 or 3 of us want to escort while he has to do his thing. Actually, we only have 3 horses here anyway, so...
My horse is in Uber.
Right. Well, go do your thing, or if you want to go with me to Palomar now.
Yes, I'll
Okay,
come with you.
Palomar now.
I'm the contact for Palomar.
If you wish to wait, feel free to wait, but just leave note of some kind about...
I'll meet you in Uber if you're just going to...
Just Franco right now, and then straight to Naupa.
Straight to Uber.
On the horses,
Yes.
or...?
Do I have reason to lie? No.
Just answer the question.
I'm taking the steed away.
Okay.
I'll sort of
head downstairs.
I'm not gonna repeat myself over and over for him.
Downstairs, sitting in the
Nobody.
same spot.
I said I was coming right back.
No, I know
Nobody-
Safira's
I better
downstairs,
not
yeah.
go
Sitting
upstairs
in
and
the
have
same
you guys all be
spot,
gone.
Willipon, Willoughby, no one sitting across from him. He seems to be kind of lost in a deep, ponderous thought. As he kind of looks out the window, and he's kind of picking at the collar of his poncho there.
I'm gonna try to kind of politely, like, Mr. Villapont, right?
Safira,
Yeah, that's me.
right?
You know my, well, I travel with him. So he said you're booked up, unfortunately.
Did he now?
Are you not booked up? That would be brilliant if you weren't.
I am not.
Oh. Right. Well,
Why don't you have a seat?
okay. And I'm gonna sit down and kind of,
I'm Mr. Willoughby.
So
I'm
nice
a
to meet you.
private investigator.
right, I had heard, yes. So, this guy, could you find him? How much would that cost?
Which guy?
Sorry, the same guy, Shakar, and I'll describe him again and kind of,
Are you all cooperating in this? Because it doesn't seem like it.
no, well, Graven has his own agenda. But my friend, Erland could be in some trouble, and my other friend, Orba, she, I don't want her to get caught up in it, and I'm worried this guy is unintentionally dangerous.
Well, I don't mind telling you what I told Graven,
Okay.
which is that I'm not overly interested in sending someone to their death.
I understand that.
So, unless you can more eloquently specify exactly what you wish to discuss with Mr. Mertis, I'm afraid I will have to decline.
Well, I do actually have something that I'd like to discuss with him.
So you'd like to get a message to Mr. Mertis?
I mean, yes, ideally, if we could.
That could possibly be arranged.
Oh, right, that would be brilliant. Okay.
How quickly do you need it sent?
Could it possibly be sent by tonight?
That's very quick. I'm not sure I know where he is at this exact moment. Do you have some idea?
Well, yes, and I'm gonna give him like all the information I had as far as
Which
where
is
I
what
saw him
specifically?
going. So I'm gonna tell him that we had come from past the Crabbers to the south.
Okay.
And then that we had seen him going. I'm gonna try to like describe the time of day to him as much as
Sure,
I
you
know,
do.
and that we had seen him going north. He was probably 15 minutes ahead of us, and that he had maybe passed through the town, and like I've described.
He
So-
thinks about your sort of description a little bit, and then he looks a little confused. So, nothing since he hit the city limits.
Oh no.
No, unfortunately,
All
which
right.
is why we need help.
Not saying I can't find him.
Okay, if you could try, it would be helpful.
He didn't
Look, if it helps.
tell you where he would be.
No, if it helps, this whole thing started with my friend who has a bit of an ego. Shakar challenged him to what I guess was some kind of a duel. And my friend had thought he had better things to do and didn't show up. So Shakar tried to kill us, which I think is a disproportionate response. But my pitch to you is he wanted to do the duel anyway, right? What if we give them the opportunity to have it out? And that way, at least, maybe we can put it behind us.
It sounds like a
I don't
very
want him
clever way
following us.
around the part where I send a man to his death,
Well,
calling it a duel rather than a murder.
no, I mean, to be fair, he requested the duel, so he would be sending himself to his own death in that situation. I mean, not to play semantics, but I do think it matters, because if you're volunteering for a fight and you're saying, I know I could die, but I'm doing it anyway, then that's kind of, right? I was you get...
Let's say I could get a message to him. Not promising anything yet.
Okay.
What would you like that message to be?
Oh my gosh.
I suppose I would ask him to meet us in Nuapa, and I would tell him that we can do the duel.
That's a big place. Where in Nuba?
Let's say
What would be nearby the inn, like nearish sort of by the inn?
Near the Ube Ale House?
The ale house, yeah.
I mean, you've been to a bunch of places there. Boffin Estates is relatively
What's a
close to
good
there.
place
The Cedar
that's
Way
like-
is relatively close to there.
I'm looking for a good place that's like kind of off the beaten trail, like a little bit, but not so far that it would take us an hour to travel, like away to the ale house to sleep afterwards.
I don't know if there's a specific place you've been to that fits that description.
Okay, then I'll kind of say to him, I'm kind of new here, so if we were looking for a place where it would be appropriate for them to actually have a fight, sort of nearish the Upa Ale House, do you have any ideas?
Well, Sarndaro's been known to organize fights from time to time. Although, if your intention was to kill this man, I doubt that he would sanction such an event.
Right. No, I mean, our intention is to make him stop following us. I'm worried that if he keeps following us, he's going to get either himself killed incidentally or us, and we can't risk
How
it.
do you intend on getting him to stop following you?
Well, I hope
Does
that...
it rhyme with herder?
No, look, my hope, honestly, is that if he does this with Erland, if he has this fight, he can get it out of his system. I don't know why he went to the trouble of following us, but we're trying to do something actually important, and he's getting mixed up in something that I don't think he even knows what he's mixed up in. I don't want to kill this guy. I don't want to kill anyone. I want him to stop following us.
How about I send him to the Upa Ale House then, nice and public?
Okay, that would be great.
All right, that maybe could be arranged. Once again, you're asking for a very tight timeline, and
I know.
you have little in the way of leads for me.
I know, I'm sorry. I appreciate you trying. I'm happy, and I'm kind of, now I have my hand on my kind of coin purse, I'm happy to pay you for your time. I appreciate this.
Well, it's a bit of a squeeze, but I'll say 15 up front and another 15 if he reports to the ale house. How about that?
That's brilliant. That's fine.
All right.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna give him 15 gold.
Can you do so? Slides it over to his side of the table.
Oh no, I'm not. I know, you guys forget that I actually still have gold.
Still in the triple digits.
Oh, I hate you.
Yeah.
Like, comfortably in this.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
guys.
Beep boop beep to you.
Beep
Mr.
boop beep boop
Villapond.
beep, indeed.
Okay.
Thank you. And I'm it's kind of at the end of the, once I give him the gold, I'm kind of gonna.
I appreciate this. If you could, I'm happy to toss you an extra gold or two, but because Graven was not honest with me, I'm planning on not being honest with him. If you could keep this from him as well, I would appreciate it.
Not relevant to my investigation, but interesting. I'll keep it to myself.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
I'll be here for probably another 30 minutes or so. If anything crosses your mind as to where I might start, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I'll do
Okay.
my own thing.
Thank you. And then and I take out the little like note that I have with the 50 gold thing, and
I had put one of these up. Graven took it down because he thought it was dumb. But you can have them and put them up if you want to.
I know what he looks like. I won't need them.
Oh, I just meant if you wanted, help us.
I probably won't do that.
Okay.
I investigate in my own way.
Right, okay.
and Safira kind of puts them in her bag, and
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I'm gonna walk back upstairs.
Okay. As you're heading to the stairs, you start to see. I think Erland was the first one coming down. Yeah. So you see Erland.
Erland, and I'm gonna kind of like give him like a little nod and like a gesture to kind of.
Are we all together at this
No, I
point?
think
Erland
you're
left a
fine.
little ahead of you. Yeah.
Villapont told me that Graven lied. He is, in fact, free tonight, and he can find Shakar and maybe get him to come to the Ube Ale House to meet us. So I paid him, and hopefully he will come.
Of course he did.
Look, we can't talk about Graven now. I just wanted you
Could
to know.
Villapont perhaps help us with the riddle?
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I feel right stupid now.
Is he? Can you?
He's still here. He said he'd still be here if we have any leads.
All right, let's get the
It's literally still sitting there.
let's get the riddle from.
Do you want to come
Yeah,
with me?
I'll go upstairs actually to get the.
Okay. Were you guys starting
Yeah,
to
I was
leave?
getting my plant.
Once again, a little shuffling in the hallway. You guys meet each other in the hallway upstairs.
The Villapont's gonna.
Squeaky bag.
Did it? I'm so sorry.
The buckle on Safira's coin purse is very squeaky.
I'm so sorry. I can't do it.
Villapont's going to help us. Villapont's going to help us. The riddle.
Oh.
What's the riddle?
Oh, yeah.
He
okay.
needs leads.
Of location.
Yes.
Would you also let him know that it could be a trap? So
Yes,
please
of course.
exercise
Yes,
caution.
of course.
Once was here and now is gone.
Once was here and now is gone.
Was here, now is gone.
Once was here and now is gone.
Was here, and now is gone.
Avoid therein to gaze upon.
Avoid.
Therein to gaze upon, okay.
If you'd like to just hand
Yes.
it for now. Great. We know that you have.
Orba
well,
can-
actually, you don't even.
Avoid
you
their
don't
end to
even-
gaze upon, yes.
You don't even physically have it. You tore it.
Erland remembers what Orba tells.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. You're able. It's short. You're able to commit the riddle to memory.
Good. All right. We'll meet you both in Uber.
You are going with him?
Is that all? Well,
It's fine. It's fine.
What are we all talking about right now?
Turns out Villapont has time, so we're going to try, and that's not real. Turns out,
Turns out Villapont has time. For what's in my head right now.
turns out Villapont has time, so
I'm gonna kind of give Erland like a little squeeze in that moment to like try to be.
we'll meet you in Uber.
Okay, are you horses?
Steed away.
Both of you?
I think
We
that's
have to
best.
have somebody send the horses tonight.
I'm
I
happy
think.
to pay for the Steedaway ride so we don't have to waste
We'll
time.
figure it out. We're gonna be in Wambrani for another moment, so
right.
we'll figure it
Okay,
out.
right.
See you in Naupa.
Be safe.
You might have belongings delivered to your room. That's our delivery for the mission.
Oh, from
Our
Cliff.
resources
Right.
and stuff.
In Uber or in?
Yeah, and then Naupa in, yeah.
Oh, then we
Okay,
definitely
great.
have to stay there until we get the resources. at
Well, you
least.
have the room rented, so.
Yes, but we need to get. Yes, great.
Yes, we will meet you there.
Great.
Okay, bye.
So head downstairs.
Yeah.
I'll repeat the riddle to. You've already spoken to him, so let's not make him uncomfortable with more eyes.
Oh, I think it might be important for me to just stand by just so he knows we are at least in it together because I did mention to him that Graven seems to be going off on his own.
No, just what I'm saying is I'm not going to go.
The wires are getting crossed.
I'm not going to talk to Villapont.
Oh.
You
is
go
like
tell
episode 3 all
Villapont this
over again.
riddle.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yes, I'll be at the bar.
Okay. I'm gonna go back over to Villapont.
You found him.
No, that would be brilliant. No, I
What
wish.
have you got for me?
This. So, the first thing I'll tell you, the way that he initially nearly got us killed was by following us with a note similar to this. He planted it on me. I was very stupid and I took it. It was obviously a trap. It literally said,
Good
fuck
to
you,
admit
Erland
our
on it.
mistakes sometimes.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. So, he
And
gave,
again, you don't physically have a note.
he gave us another note, and the note said, and I'm going to kind of like, once was here and now is gone, avoid therein to gaze upon. The crest out front is not a sign for moving slow or wasting time. Now, I have to give you with a large caveat. The first note he gave us also had a location where he might be, and it was obviously fake. So he could have just given us this note, which was placed in Orba, my companion. It was placed in her bag, just as a way to get us off his trail, as a distraction. But I figured you should have the information.
Moving slow, wasting time. You see the gears kind of start to turn in Villapont's head. Not a sign. What's another word for moving slow, wasting time?
Micro?
No. No, another word. Synonym, not a.
Synonym for moving slow.
Yeah.
Lethargic?
Keep going. What else?
Synonym for slow. Sluggish?
Be on the sign out front.
Lazy?
Crest.
Well, anyway.
I'll give it some thought.
Give it some thought. Be careful, please, because it genuinely might be a trap, and I don't want to get you mixed up with
Oh, I
anyone.
probably won't go.
Oh, no, right, but knowing where it is might give you some information. I don't know. I just thought you should know.
All right, it's something.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Kind of goes back to gears turning, thinking. See him kind of. He's like takes his finger and kind of rubs it around just the rim of the ale, as you can see him kind of deep in thought with a sort of 1,000-yard stare there at the table.
And I'm going to head up to the bar where Erland
Okay,
is.
join Erland, Orba, and Graven. On our way to Franco's.
Yay!
Okay. You guys start to move through the streets. Start to head into the Fangle area, which Graven is pretty familiar with at this point.
A couple words on the way.
You can.
Oh
Yeah.
boy. Can't wait.
I don't know what she said to him. But the reason I said he couldn't find Shakar is because he is not interested in serving up Shakar on a platter to be murdered.
Which is what they want to do with him.
Yes.
I understand that.
But she obviously got him to agree to something.
Right.
This person who has been steps ahead of us every time. Those two just seem intent on giving him even more information.
Right. Well, I mean, I told you I really tried to get Erland to act and not react. Take his own course if he does wish to take any action with this guy. I don't know if he heard me. I tried talking to him.
The next time he tells you to throw yourself in danger like that, please don't. I don't know if I'll be there to take you out of it.
You think I'm too trusting too? It's okay. It's probably true. Okay. I'll do my best.
So will I.
I'm just gonna take his hand as they walk.
And as you walk through the streets of Fangle, it crosses Graven's mind that every time you've approached Palomar's place of business, you kind of have a different frame of mind, sort of a different feeling of how he might receive you. At first it was sort of standoffish, disinterested, and then kind of terse and transactional, and now perhaps for the first time, cautiously welcoming, given your established business rapport at the very least, you know, for an outsider anyway. And the curtains on the windows are pushed aside. You can actually see inside. It's the first time that you've approached this place and been able to see in from the outside. And you can see a red bandana bobbing around atop his head. It looks like he's kind of vigorously cleaning. You see him kind of rubbing one of the windows and then scrubbing one of the tables. So he's kind of vigorously cleaning the interior.
Like out of the ordinary dirty? Like maybe something happened in there?
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining. It's hard to tell that from here, but from the last time you were inside, he keeps the place pretty spotless.
Yeah.
Kind of has sort of a neat freak kind of attitude to him.
So it's on brand.
Yeah, that did not. I mean, you can't see what he's cleaning up, but for him to be, cleaning the place up does not seem out of the ordinary. Got it. So you see the house coming up there.
Let's go do some fun stuff.
All right.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Got your message.
Who was this?
A companion of mine. She's very interested in magical items.
Well, she can wait outside. I don't know who that is.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm the one with probably the fanciest magical items.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh my god. Persuasion. Dirty 20.
Opens the door. All right. Takes a couple steps in. You see his sort of lanky, thin limbs tattooed. He doesn't seem to wear a shirt ever. He's just wandering around in his trousers and the head bandana. He kind of just has the very sort of casual appearance, especially sort of inside his home there.
I'll give you the same deal I gave your friend here, which is when I'm dealing with someone I don't know, I'm forced to think in equivalencies. If I put something powerful in your hands, I have to take something powerful out of your hands. See what I mean? No gold.
Good, because I don't have much of it.
All right, I've got a few objects that you can take a look at, and then we'll see what you might have to offer me.
Perfect.
Something come up later tonight that you couldn't keep that scheduled meet.
Yeah, that's why I left the message.
Anything you need help with?
No.
Does that seem true?
Make an insight check.
Come on. That pause. How you not asking? 5.
I mean, he did kind of have an odd pause, but he certainly didn't seem like he wanted your help or your input on it at all.
Just thought I'd ask.
Let's take a look, shall we?
Yeah.
And he goes kind of into that back room that you've seen him walk into before, and he comes out with a little sort of, it's like a dinner tray. It has handles on both sides, and he brings out a little tray that has a number of trinkets.
Oh, baby. Where are they?
It looks like there are.
Look at how many there are.
It looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 7 trinkets total, but 2 of them are identical. There's an identical pair of wooden painted bracelets.
Okay.
And then a number of other items. There's a sort of very slinky, like very thin material looking pair of socks or slippers. There's a cloak that seems rather mundane, but as it has like kind of a texture that as it moves, it has like a color effect. Like if it was just hanging still, it would just like look like any other normal cloak. But as he's moving it, it like shimmers a little bit in the light.
Orba of many colors.
There is a mace that the ball part of the mace is in like a head. It's like a bust on the end of the mace.
I want that.
There's a sash, like a belt, that has like little pieces of leather coming down from it, almost like little strings coming down, and they're in little zigzag shapes, almost like little lightning bolts. So little lightning bolts hanging off of this sash. Like I said, the 2 painted, they're like bangles, like little wooden, hard, non-flexible wooden bracelets that are in the shape of fish bones, kind of wrapping around your wrist. And then finally, there's a pair of very simple black fingerless gloves that are like start at the wrist and then go out to just below the finger. Sort of a jet black, like very, very dark black in color.
Cool.
He allows you to look at the items, and he describes some of the items to you in detail, so you can take a look over them. And as they do that, that is where we will end for the night.
The spice.
So you have a little bit of time to take a look at the items in your own due time, while Erland and Safira figure out where they are headed next.
I want to look at the item.
From the bar. At all hands on deck.
Oh boy.
Oh, goodness.
Here was I worried that getting to episode 100 was going to be too quick. And what did we go? We got like 2.5 hours of this day.
That was about real time.
Probably.
And there wasn't a battle. Like I think we've had episodes like that, but they had a battle, which really stretches the time.
I told you it was going to be a bottle episode.
I mean,
It's
that
'cause of all
was
the
pretty
arguing,
much real time. It was a little longer with some of the travel time.
Yep.
But yeah, that was pretty much real time.
Holy goodness. I guess if we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll just throw my pencil.
I don't think I didn't write down any new names. I apologize if somebody did any bits or subs or anything or
We will
gifts,
definitely
anything
take
like
a
that.
look
Yeah,
and
my
think.
Hopeful Optimus just did 100.
We summoned.
We did.
We love you, 100.
That's all it takes. Nobody's bit. Just kidding.
Gosh, nobody's gifted 400 subs.
Yeah. Come on.
Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, it was a great episode. A lot of drama. A lot of
The drama.
We hate each other now.
I mean, the party's gonna have to figure out how to work together in the coming days. Got 5 episodes to figure out.
Look into Orba's big doe eyes and tell her
Love you so
That's
much.
her eyelashes.
We'll put up Orba's new character art so you can look at her adorable face and know that you're breaking her heart.
Jesus, man.
breaking it in pieces.
But
And nobody connected with each other today in the old hit.
yes,
Oh
a
my
couple
God.
missed
Couple
punches,
missed
a couple
hits.
attempted strikes, a couple attempts to grab things out
That's
of each other's
true, yeah.
possession.
I got one. Though.
Oh.
I got yours thing. I got your note when you were meditating.
You slipped it. Yeah, not I meant
Yeah.
the intercept, but yeah.
You
did
had
manage to
advantage.
slip. That's true.
Take your chances.
Yes, it's still impressive.
I'm impressed by
Stole
me.
candy from a child, okay?
She's a grown up. She told me so.
Thank you. My God.
Yeah, her horns aren't even fully grown in yet, though. So.
Jesus. Well, yes.
Thank you guys so much. Seriously, the support means everything in the world to us. We can't wait to come back next week and pick up where we left off.
If you are new, I will say all of our past episodes are on our YouTube channel, as well as all of the recaps of every episode. There's 5-minute recaps for every single one. And then I'll just say it again because people trickled in after we had our initial announcement. Season 2 is happening after 100 episodes. It's not a new story. It's the same characters that we love. But it's going
We don't
to
love
just
each other.
kind of have like more of an event to it where it's going to be better launching point for people. So like, please still get caught up on the show. But if you're like, holy shit, 100 episodes, after 100, we're gonna have like a big like recap and relaunch.
Or if you want to slowly watch some of the old
Yeah.
stuff, but you want to jump into live, it's going to be a really good spot. We're going to do like a recap of some of the major events, talk a little bit about the lore, and we're going to launch into like a big new main arc. I'm sure you've heard them talking about it if you're here, which is this sort of heading to the mountains to this creature that they're hunting in the mountains. So that's the next big part of the story, and that is where we'll be picking up with season 2.
After 100 sods.
100 sods, yeah.
And a talkback.
We'll do a little talkback episode
It's
too.
Dave Mars.
Oh shit! They
subscribed to Tier
Oh,
one.
dude, it's good to see you again. Thank you so much for the sub. Blooper reel.
This whole thing is blooper reels. He's like,
I feel like the shorts are a lot of. There's some.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Blooper,
Stuff.
yeah.
Tabletop botch. Yeah.
Tabletop botch.
Tabletop botch.
All right.
Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful week. We will see you next week at the same time, 7 o'clock Eastern. And we will pick it up here on the streets of Wamparani Na. Didn't get too far, so
Didn't get too far. Didn't.
we'll see you guys then. Have a great night.
All right.
Don't
Good
choke.
to go.
So, yeah, on my own air.
stay with us.